right, welcome to the chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening with everybody, man? Hope you had a good Sunday. Took the day off from the live stream yesterday, so we back at it today. Let me say what's good to everybody. You guys should hear me today. Hold on. Yeah, all right. I can see on the other screen. You guys can hear me. What's going on? Street Heat two times TV. Good morning. My man Giovanni Walker, what's happening with you, sir? Get my morning coffee in, man. Stoner Bars in the building says, good morning, better than Radio Rise and Grind. Yes, sir, man. Good morning to you, man. Just a fan in the building. What's happening, man? Larry Lopez, Cambosis is a duck. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get that fight, man. It should be coming pretty soon. Hey, Jackie Hernandez in that Cash App, thank you so much for your support. Said, number one. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the support. First color in the chat. What's mute? I shouldn't. Oh, hold on. Nah, I can hear. I just got to turn the volume up. Sorry about that. I always do something wrong in the morning. Wouldn't be in the morning unless I messed up the volume a little bit. Okay, I got it. Guys can hear me. Let me start this again. Let me start it again because y'all probably couldn't hear me. Street Heat 2 in the building. What's going on, man? Giovanni Walker, what's happening? Stone Bars. My man, Just a Fan in the building. Larry Lopez said, hey, Cambosis is a duck, man. Yeah, man, he's probably out there ducking, man. Hopefully they'll get to it pretty soon and make a decision on that fight, man. It'd be really nice to know. He went mute on everybody, man. American Mays said, Valdez OG came in my last batch of seeds. It was written, Shakur is about to turn that man into a pack. I love everybody who's up trying to make something out of nothing. You know what it is, man. They got to, I understand that. You know, got to get up. Got to get up in the morning and try to do your work, man. Ray Patterson, what's happening, Mr. Martin? How are you today on this fine Monday morning? I'm good. I'm a little thrown off, though, because of this change of, the change of the time, man. God, dog, man. I woke up this morning. I was like, it was 7:30. I was like, geez, oh, God, the time change. Hey, man, TJ loves boxing and sports, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you very much, man, for the support in the chat, man. Thank you for putting that color in the chat this early Saturday morning. Make sure you guys ask a question, but let's bring it up, man. So some things happened this weekend. Not a lot. Very, inactive time in boxing, really. There is one major fight that took place this week with Lay and Conlon, and that was wild. Absolutely wild. It was a very, very entertaining fight, man. Just, really very, very rock'em sock'em. You know what I mean? And then towards the end of the fight, man, I don't know if you guys saw, but I think we got the knockout of the year this weekend because Lay, man, knocked that dude completely unconscious, and he fell flat back, right back through the back of the ring, right through the back of the ring. Absolutely wild-looking knockout. You know, the type of knockout that's like where the guy's knocked out before he hits the ground. Yolanda said, peace and blessings, Martin, in the chat. Man down, strap season all day. You know what it is. Just a fan said, hit that like. Yeah, man, come on. We got 85 people in the building this early Saturday, Monday morning. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Conlon was winning, then he got floored. Yeah, he was up on the scorecards. But then he got floored, man. But I'm trying to tell you. That's what I told you. Mick Conlon wasn't that good. But it's going to be wild, man, because now, what's his name? Lay said in the post-fight, that he hopes Leo Santa Cruz gets his passport ready to come over to the UK and fight him for Leo Santa Cruz's belt. I don't know what sense that makes. Why wouldn't you come fight Leo Santa Cruz in the United States? Why would Leo Santa Cruz go fight you in your hometown for his belt? I don't know, man. Seem a little bit of a privileged statement right there, man. Ron Miller said Devin versus Haney. Yeah. Is the only fight worth making at lightweight at this point? Is the only fight worth making? Man, that's a little bit of an overstatement, wouldn't you say? Is the only fight worth making? There's a lot of fights worth making in the lightweight division, man. A lot of fights worth making. The lightweight is kind of stacked, really. I think it's a terrific. I think that weight division is terrific right now, man. Just a fan said another UK hype job. You talking about Conlon? Oh, they tried to early in his career. Early in his career where they brought him over to the United States and he was fighting over here with Top Rank. Yeah, I think they were definitely trying to, but Top Rank has got sense, man. They saw what was up with him and stopped featuring him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was pretty quick. He hadn't lost a fight or anything, and they just turned the lights out on that dude. So it was really, it was obvious to Bob Arum that he wasn't ready for a championship fight. That's what Bob Arum said. He's like that, he's not going to be putting guys, his young fighters in there unless there's, a significant chance that they can win that title. And they were comfortable doing it with Shakur. They were not comfortable doing it with Mick Conlon. So there you go, man. Freddie Jimenez said, I knew Jaime Munguia was a hype job, Martin with a reject. Well, you know what it is, man. It's everybody. I think they called that bluff on Jaime Munguia, really. Man, Jaime Munguia ain't ready for Jermall Charlo, man. They be throwing that dude away, man. Really, that's what I think. Like, that's all the talk that's going on about why he's not taking the fight, this, that, and the other. I mean, at the end of the day, man, I don't think that man can win that fight. Look, man, we got 129 people in the building, 42 likes. Can y'all hit that like button as we get back into the boxing conversations? Michael Fredna, and much love. Thank you guys, everybody that supported in the super chat so far and the Cash App. You guys, and last week, thank you guys. Very greatly appreciate it. Michael says, let me back this up a little bit. My coffee is getting into me now. What do you think about a potential Jermall Charlo versus Bud fight? And what do you think would make the Bud and Spence fight more ready to be made if Bud wins because Spence can now move up? Well, I think that's a good idea. I think the biggest hurdle to, well, first of all, as far as the Charlo and Bud fight, I like that fight. I think that is a solid fight. I can't tell you who's going to win for sure. It's a close fight and a very good matchup, and I would love to see that fight. I would lean towards Jermall winning the fight because I think Jermall Charlo is probably, just bigger, and he's a very, very good boxer, man. Very underrated boxer. And I don't know if he's kind of and he's very, very aggressive. Which I think will make Bud even more aggressive than Bud usually is. So the combination of just, the size and the aggression leans me towards Charlo in that fight, even though I definitely would not sleep on Jermall. As far as it making the fight more likely to take place, if he has all four of the belts, then yeah, I mean, and Errol wants to fight for undisputed in 154, yeah, it would make it, it would make it highly likely. I still think no matter what, they're going to have that monetary issue there because, Errol at this point in time fights pulling a lot more money. And that does carry up pretty much no matter what. But I would hope that they'd be able to make it. Giovanni Walker in the building, man. He said, let's start with some color this week, brother. Thank you so much for your support, bro. DH in the building. Fargo Card said Munguia cleared it up, that no one has turned it down. This will be both fighters' biggest fights of their career. First of all, Fargo, Oscar De La Hoya and Steven Espinoza didn't clear that up. I haven't heard that they're going to make that fight. That came out of the mouths of the two promoters involved. What's going on, Chillville? And will it be their big man? That ain't gonna be the biggest fight of Jermall Charlo. Man, Jermall Charlo is gonna kill Jaime Munguia. He's gonna kill Jaime Munguia. Man, Jaime Munguia is not ready for that. And they can say what they want to say, and I could be wrong. However, I don't think that I am. And I think that them not making that fight has a lot to do with the fight, man. That man, Jaime Munguia is probably gonna lose that fight, man. But Jaime Munguia didn't clear anything up because Steven Espinoza didn't have anything cleared up. Steven Espinosa, they made an offer, and those guys turned the offer down. That's the word of as far as where it is right now. Man, somebody supporting the Cash App, brother. Thank you so much, man. Hold on one second. That's my man Tyrone in the building, man. Much love in that Cash App, Tyrone. Thank you so much, brother. That is huge. Thank you, man. Much love, man. He said, good morning, OG. Blessings Monday. Let's talk this boxing. Yeah, man. Let's talk this boxing. I need to talk boxing, man. I feel a little bit down today, man. Feel a little bit down. And my man, 49 is for life. Much love in that Cash App, brother. Thank you so much, bro. Young Goat in the building. What's happening, sir? Hey, can we get that like? Can we get them likes up, man? We got 186 people in the building, 72 likes, man. Y'all hit the like button, please. Asante L said, I knew Jaime Munguia was a hype job when Hogan beat him. Yeah, man, he looked terrible against Hogan. You're talking about Greg Hogan, right? Or was it Dennis Hogan, Greg Hogan? I can't remember what the name of it is, man. But I do remember that Australian dude in that fight. Yeah, man, I just don't think Jaime Munguia is that good, man. And more than likely, they're gonna look for a vacant belt for that guy, man. That's what I think is gonna happen. You know, my man Freddie Jimenez. What's going on, Freddie? De La Hoya has been cradling that man, just like man. There's several. Yeah, Hogan's here. Dennis Hogan. That's what it is. Yeah, Dennis Hogan. Just a fan said, I listened to Crawford's interview when he was in the UK, and he explains how all politics are holding up the fight. He talked to Spence, and he wants the fight as much as Crawford. Yeah, man, definitely. That's obviously, man, these guys want that fight, man. It's pretty obvious that these guys want that fight. Hey, man, much love, man, to my man D. Hayes in the building, brother. Thank you so much for that support, bro. He said, blessings for 9. Love the channel, brother. Thank you very much, bro. And your support is greatly appreciated, man. I greatly appreciate it, man. Boxing is just so dead right now, man. Much love, and hey, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button too. Help the algorithm flow. He said, yeah, man, it's just so dead right now, man. I can't believe that the best fight this whole weekend was Lay versus Conlon. But at the same time, it was a good fight. That was a good rock'em sock'em right there. Shamar Rashawn Salom says, salute for 9, always putting in work. Yes, sir. Trying my best to. You know what I mean? Trying my best to, man. Trying the best to keep this boxing conversation going, man. We are us in the live stream is, you know, always is underappreciated by certain cats who always, man, Errol hurt my heart last night, man. Errol hurt my heart saying that. It's like, y'all don't need to be so desperate for content. Like, yeah, man, y'all fighters need to fight more. And people would give some cats some legitimate content, man, to be talking, man. People are boxing fans, want to talk about boxing, you know? Ain't like cats. I didn't talk about that crap with what's his name? Blair the Flair. Woo! Blair the Flair. Blair the Flair out there talking loose and reckless, brother. Woo-wee, man. Loose and reckless. Give us some more fights, and we won't talk about that type of stuff. Believe it. Ryder Prophet said, man, much love, Ryder Prophet, man. Thank you so much for the love in the chat, brother. He said, peace and blessings, King, man. Peace and blessings to you, brother. Thank you for that yellow, for the hater juice. Thank you for the hater juice yellow. I got to name yellow because that's, you know, I got to name that color yellow, man, because them dudes be hating, man. Oh, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry. No, let me drop that whole subject. Charles Stevens said, for 9, there is a short video of De La Hoya stating that he wanted to fight with Charlo. He stated that they all accepted the conditions except for he felt that the zone should be part of the equation. Charles Stevens, I thank you very much for your comment. Here's the problem with that. The zone's not paying for the fight. Showtime is paying for the fight. So what he's saying is that DAZN should be part of the equation. How can they be part of the equation? By airing the fight. That's it. That's the only way that they can be part of the equation. And Showtime is not going to allow the fight to be aired jointly on DAZN and on Showtime while they're paying for the fight. So the fact that he says, "Oh yeah, everything is fine except for this one thing. We want the fight on a network of someone who is not paying for the fight." That is him turning down the fight, man. Period. That is something that is like, that is, unless he's saying, he comes out and say, "Look, we are contractually obligated. The only place we can fight is on DAZN." You know what I mean? Grinds Hard Sports Nation. Munguia signed his offer sheet, his portion of it. However, those guys have to come to an agreement between the promoters too. So I think, but I don't know what all the paperwork is on it. All I know for sure is that what they said was Jermall Charlo agreed to the fight, Jaime Munguia agreed to the fight, but then Oscar De La Hoya said we can't do it because we need the fight to be on DAZN, right? Yes, David Castro says split the bill, but how are you going to? What they did is they made this offer, David Castro. What they said was that we will fight, that you can have a rematch clause. Jaime Munguia, if Jaime Munguia wins, then we can do the fight. We can do the fight over on DAZN, the second fight on DAZN. Same way they worked with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, right? See, I mean, that's what they offered, but that's not what they wanted. Connor Young said Espinoza and the PBC putting up all the cash. If DAZN wants in, pay for the fight. Yeah, pretty much. You want in, pay for the fight, but it's still only going to air on one network. It's not going to air on two networks unless you give DAZN, like you let somebody have the replay later in the day, like they did when Showtime. I think Showtime worked with HBO for the Klitschko and Anthony Joshua fight, and allowed, like Showtime put on the first fight, and then they allowed HBO to show a replay towards the end of the evening. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's different ways. Hey, look, we got 257 in the building. Can we hit them likes, man? Get them likes up. It's 119 in the building. 119 likes, man. Let's see if y'all can get them likes up over 300, man. Draco Rock said, rise and shine. You know what it is. For now, what's going on? My man, what's going on, DH? Said, what's going on with GGG? Why won't he fight Charlo? Man, because I don't know, man, why he's not. I don't even know if they've ever really made the dude an offer, man. I thought he's in semi-retirement. But he's over there in DAZN, man. It's all those, the network stuff is real, man. Those guys are on DAZN, you know? And DAZN doesn't look like they are really trying to make a lot of fights in between networks. So I doubt very much that the Gennady Golovkin's over there getting them free paychecks, you know, over on DAZN when DAZN became HBO 2.0, the sucky version. A lot more fights, but you know, I could take it, man. I could leave DAZN, really, honestly. Really, hey, JQ said love that Texas shirt. Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, man. Love Texas, man. This is my favorite state that I've lived in, with the exception of, you know, Louisiana. But Louisiana, only problem with Louisiana for me was a little muggy. It was a little too much, man. You know, a little too muggy. But much, hey, man, again, man, thank y'all so much to everybody who supports in the super chat. Thank you, everybody who supports in the Cash App. Again, you guys really do keep the channel rolling. Also, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. I'm going to have constant reminders of that like button, man. Y'all doing me dirty. Planet 619. Why would GGG fight Charlo when he has a Canelo fight on deck? They're not risking that after the deal they signed with him. But I don't know, Planet 619, if he's talking about, if they're talking about why he's not fighting him next. That's obvious. He's got a fight with Mayorga. I can't tell you if he's Rayada. I don't know if he's fighting David Castro on the 9th or not. I'd have to look at give me 1 second. Let me see if I can see the date. Man, dude, please make some boxing. Please make some boxing soon. These fights, because we're gonna get the Showtime card tomorrow. Find out what they're gonna do over the year. So that's gonna be good. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what the date of this guy's fights are. You talk about April 9th? It doesn't say anything about it here, so I can't tell you when that fight's going to get made. He has the fights on the 9th are Ryan Garcia versus Emmanuel Togo and Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora. Those are the fights that are on the 9th. I can't tell you when he's gonna fight Mayorta, whatever his name is, man. I butcher that man's name. Sonny Sutton said, for now, what are your thoughts on David Morrell and Zach Parker, both super middleweights? David Morrell is a bit of a monster, man. David Morrell is a bit of a monster. He doesn't have a lot of fights yet, so I got to see more, but he looks like a monster, David Morrell. As far as Zach Parker, I have not seen a lot of Zach Parker, but Zach Parker is about to be on his way to lose to Demetrius Andrade. That's what I think. I think he's about to lose to Demetrius Andrade, and we ain't gonna have to worry about that in a minute. However, I say that out of ignorance. Just being very, very honest with you, I am saying that out of ignorance. Okay, ignorance, because I've not seen Zach Parker fight. It's just a gut. I'm going off it because I know Demetrius Andrade is one of the best fighters in the world. But I have to be honest with you, I'd have to see Zach Parker fight to give you an educated opinion on that. What says somebody said, what do I think? Do you think Blair Cobb is the real deal? No, I do not. Not on it, man. The things he says are like, seriously, man, they're ridiculous. I don't know how I can really take him serious, man. Like, just because of the things that he says are ridiculous. Like, what he said about Errol Spence makes me think, dude, you really, first of all, dude, you look like you on speed or something. So I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You're out here saying all kind of wild stuff, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, like Errol Spence Jr. said, man, you're a 33-year-old prospect. Maybe you should, but he's not going to get an Errol Spence Jr. fight. He's not going to get I don't know what he's going to do, man. I don't know what they're going to do signing there with Golden Boy. You know what I mean? I don't think Blair's a bum, Walter Tran. I'm not going to say that because I don't think he is. I don't think the guy's a bum. I don't think he's a bum. I think that is a little bit, you know, overboard. Hunter Young said, who do you think would win, Billy Joe Saunders and Boo Boo? Boo Boo. I ain't a believer of Billy Joe Saunders at all, man. Billy Joe Saunders is a fraud, man. In my book, because he ain't got a lot of heart. I think Billy Joe Saunders is a quitter. I don't think he's got a lot of heart. That would have been an ugly fight, though. That would have been a very, very ugly fight, in my opinion. But he got out of there, man. So he got out of that, so we'll never find out. Now he weighs like 300 pounds, man. He's done. You know, Sonny Sutton said, fair analysis. I love your channel, bro. I'm an undefeated amateur boxer myself, 26-0 from the UK, and I look to turn pro in the next year. So Sonny Sutton, that's what's up, man. Hey, good luck to you, brother. Good luck to you when you turn pro. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, he's a 33-year-old prospect. That's what Errol Spence Jr. called him. He's like, man, you're a 33-year-old prospect. Whatever, man. Talking about all the demons he's got and the alcohol. It's like, man, come on, man. Why are you swinging on that dude? Why are you swinging that low below the belt, man? You know. And first of all, that's not even, dude. Going out to a party and having a drink does not make you an alcoholic, man. You know what I mean? Jermall, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. DW said, Fanon, who is the next boxer to be the king of 140? The next boxer to be the king of 140. Either going to be Devin. It could be a couple people. I think it could be Gary Antoine Russell, or it could be Devin Haney. I don't see it being Teofimo Lopez, but the guy that I think is really, you know, that could be the best. I think Gary Antoine Russell can beat anybody at 140. Also, don't count out Regis Prograis, who's back on the grind, man. Regis Prograis is going to get another shot at those belts, man. I think he got jobbed, man. He's got one loss, and I think he got jobbed by Josh Taylor. But Gary Antoine Russell could be, Devin Haney could be if he moves up in weight and he has his power. You know what I mean? Live from the Psych Op. What's going on, man? Dan, we are just out here talking boxing, man. Ain't nothing but a thing. You know what it is. And asking y'all to hit them likes, man. We got 300 people in the building. Go ahead and hit that like button, man. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. Be greatly appreciated if y'all hit that like button. Brooklyn's Finest, do you have any updates on Adrien Broner? I do not have any updates on Adrien Broner. I do not know. First of all, the only thing that I've heard about Adrien Broner is on a website that I don't really know, man, about some of the stuff that they say. You know what I mean? So I just haven't heard anything about it. I haven't been looking for it. After I get off the live stream today, I'll look for it and see what I can see. But on the real, I don't know, man. One minute he's training, the other minute he's out there, asking for sympathy. I just don't know, man. So Noah's messing with Brandon Lee. I got to see more Brandon Lee, man. I've only seen Brandon Lee fight twice, honestly. So, I mean, I'm not messing with Andy Lee over, Brandon Lee. I'm not messing with Brandon Lee over Gary Russell Jr., Gary Antoine Russell. Not me. I mean, maybe if it pans out that way, cool. But, nah, man. Because there's guys like Matisse there. It's a lot of guys. It's a lot of guys at the mini welterweight that are really solid fighters, man. Brandon Lee, man, I'm kind of with Brandon Lee similar to I am with like Joey Spencer. Like, I'm waiting. You know what I mean? And I'm really wondering if Joey Spencer's ever going to step up. Because he was 154. Like, man, it's taking a long time, man, for Joey Spencer, like years for Joey Spencer to step up. Anthony Hamilton said, for 9, after rewatching some of Valdez fights, I think this is going to be a massacre. Yeah, man, no doubt, man. I understand where you're coming from with that, man. But, I got to give him the respect, man. Young Goat said, okay, I can respect that for 9. Yeah, what are you talking about, Young Goat? You can respect what? I gotta see. I would have to see what you mean. What you mean? You can what exactly can you respect, man? Let me know what you're talking about. For now, okay, yeah. Anthony Hamilton, after rewatching the Valdez fights, I think it's gonna be a massacre. Yeah, it could very well be one, man. Absolutely, positively could be a massacre. But what I see happening in that fight between Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson, so I see Shakur Stevenson breaking him down over the length of the fight, man. And just getting them, man. Thank you. I can respect your take on Brandon Lee. Yeah, I hear a lot of really good things about Brandon Lee. I just have not seen. I just haven't watched. I've not seen him fight enough for me to say, that I think he's going to be somebody like Gary Antoine Russell. Gary Antoine Russell to me is against that Oscar against Victor Postal. He proved it to me against Victor Postal. And much love to everybody that supports in the Super Chat and the Cash App. Again, I constantly say thank y'all. Thank you so much for your support. And hit that like button. Just a fan said, how do you feel about Charlo telling Crawford to fight someone in his division and take less money? I think it's sad how the narrative of money is being used on the Crawford fight when the PBC about it. I mean, honestly, I just thought it was funny, man. No joke. I thought the whole thing was funny, man. I just thought it's funny. But look, man, he probably does need to take a little less money to get the fight made. If he wants the fight made, on the guarantee side. I don't know, man. I would like for him to sit down and those guys to be able to come together to some type of reasonable financial agreement. That's the only thing that I would say. That's the only thing that I would say about Terrence Crawford. Just sit down and have the conversation. When the time is right, sit down and have the conversation and be reasonable. That's the only thing I think he owes. He doesn't owe Terrence Crawford doesn't owe it to people to take a bath in the fight. You know what I mean? And make less, just he doesn't owe anybody, getting screwed, feeling like he's gotten screwed to make the fight. You know what I mean? But I just think, you just need to sit down and they need to negotiate. And more than likely, when they sit down and they negotiate, they may be able to do something decent, man. Just a fan said, but we never know because they have never negotiated. Yeah, just a fan. That's very true. I agree with that 100%, man. You know what I mean? That's absolutely positively correct, man. They need to sit down and they need to do it. And as long as they're reasonable, dude, I think, That's all they owe it to the fans. That's all they owe to anybody, is to be reasonable. I don't think it's like this Oscar De La Hoya thing, where Oscar De La Hoya is saying that, we're loyal to DAZN. DAZN needs to be in the mix. What is the net, man? Look, dude, if you can't do it, then say you can't do it off that network. Right? If it cannot fight out off of DAZN will not allow him to go fight for a championship fight on another network. That to me seems like some BS, honestly. You know what I mean? That seems like some BS to me, honestly. And said, Bud don't know how to negotiate with black people. Oh, man, here you come, Fahim. Why are you doing Bud like that this morning, man? I'm finally putting to rest my Bud hater reputation. And here you come sliding, adding to it again. Larry Lopez said it's a ducking tactic. That's what it sounds like to me. Unless he has something in his contract that I only can fight with DAZN. I cannot fight on another network. That to me honestly seems like nonsense, because you would think DAZN would allow him to go over there and fight on one. You know what I mean? Devin Haney, if he goes to fight, if DAZN isn't paying, Devin Haney can fight on other networks if they off, or with other people other than Matchroom, as long as they're paying the money. But we'll see, man. I just I think it's because I don't think he can lose that fight, and they ain't trying to feed their fighters over to they're not going to let Jermall Charlo make his name off of Jaime Munguia. You know what I mean? That's where I am, man. Cobb versus 2 said Cobb versus Ennis to see who's cursed. Man, let me tell you something, man. I don't understand. You better not talk that cursed. Did Blair Cobb say something about somebody being cursed? If Blair Cobb says something about being turned, man, that dude need to go somewhere, man, with all of that, man. Age Fazell said, who did Bud sign with, or is he still a free agent? He's not announced that he signed with anybody. Yeah, I have a suspicion, however, dude, that he's going to do something that is, not advantageous to us seeing good fights. Put it that way. Yeah, Blair Cobb said Errol is cursed. Well, you just took the curse off of him there, dummy. Saying something of Errol don't think he's cursed, so you just put that on that man. If that man don't accept it of himself, hey, while you playing with curses, them suckers rebound on you, homie. He said, because of his drinking in the past. How you gonna get cursed for drinking in the past? That's just, man, shut up, Blair. You know what I mean? Dude is just trying to make, the guy just needs, just shut up, man. This tacky, man. You know what I mean? T. Sands said Bud should sign with Reynoso. Man, for what? Eddie Reynoso name. First of all, Eddie Reynoso is not a promoter. Eddie Reynoso, I think, is Canelo Alvarez's manager. But why? What's he gonna do? Go to DAZN? Who's he gonna fight? What are they gonna do for him? I disagree strongly, man. Hey, we got 351 people in the building, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me, man. Skinny Too Litty said, I'm assuming Blair wanted to be in pro wrestling. His promotions are wild, but he had to settle with boxing. Yeah, he's a fighter, man. He's not a bad fighter. Hey, T. Sand said, I'm just being facetious. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I understand. I didn't know. Honestly, T. Sand, I didn't catch that at the time. I'm glad you're being facetious. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, Bud don't speak Spanish, and Bud doesn't want to juice. The combination of not being on steroids and not wanting to juice, that may hold him up a little bit, man. And plus, dude, these guys, hey, man, as soon as people got over to Eddie Reynoso, they left him. Cats go over there, but they don't stay. You know what I'm saying? They go, but they don't stay. Two of them dudes got up out of there quick. Ryan Garcia got up out of there. Virgil Ortiz got up out of there. So that's not a good sign, man. When you get your young dudes, when you get young cats go over there and be like, you know what? Nah, I'm out of here, man. You can keep it. When that type of stuff happens, that's not a good sign, man. Age Fazell said, honestly, he doing what he's supposed to do. He 30 years old and still a prospect. He is a take. He has to take the Rolly route. Yeah, well, Rolly taking his route. He was doing it first. Both those guys about whatever, man. But he then signed with should have signed with Mayweather, man, if they would have had you. You know what I'm saying? Should have been in the Mayweather gym, man, so he could have got fed to one of those dudes. Because as is, man, he got to get himself up in the rankings. But he's not. But let me tell you something. I don't think he's a bad fighter, man. Blair Cobbs is not. He's not. Dude, he's not terrible. He's not Rolly. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not Rolly. But then again, he can't crack like Rolly either. So he ain't got that bailout that Rolly has, which is that Rolly can punch. He's not as bad as Rolly now. I mean, there's, you know, he ain't my favorite fighter, but he's not as bad as Rolly. Charles Stevens said, do you think Errol would take less money if he's asked to? I don't know if he's take less money. I think he probably cut him a deal. I don't know what take less money means, though. You know what I mean? I don't know what that means. Is he going to bend over and give that dude 50%? No. He's probably not going to do that. Because with Errol Spence Jr., man, the guy's been very, very upfront about what he's willing to do. I think he's willing to go 60-40. Probably maybe 55-45, something like that, man. But he's gonna definitely take advantage of the fact that he's earned to be the A side in that fight, man. It's just, you know, what it is what it is, man. He's earned it, man. You know? Biscuit said 9% knockout ratio. You talking about Blair Cobb? Yeah, but I wouldn't say Blair Cobb's a terrible fighter, though. I think that's a little bit over the top with it. He's not terrible. You know, he's not. I don't think he's not a top-notch welterweight. I think it's fair to say that he's not a top-notch welterweight. However, I wouldn't say that the man is terrible. I think saying he's terrible, that's just a little bit much, man. You know, I'm not going to throw the man under the bus just because he's an idiot. However, he's not a top-tier welterweight for sure. And more than likely, he's not going to talk himself into any major fights at welterweight because he's with Golden Boy. And Golden Boy ain't making any fights with anybody. And as far as what's going on with Jaime Munguia, that's where I am on that. Like, why do people think that Jaime Munguia that Golden Boy is going to be in a hurry to actually make a fight with the PBC? Because I haven't seen him do it in years. Like, I mean, when is the last time somebody was a Golden Boy fighter fought somebody on a PBC card? I haven't seen that I remember since the lawsuit, before the lawsuit, you know, since they were signed with him. Those guys haven't fought Golden Boy because at a point in time, man, Jermall Charlo and Jermall Charlo were Golden Boy fighters. I don't think they fought a Golden Boy fighter since then, man. You know? And honestly, I just think the only people that fight Golden Boy fighters are top rank or MTK Global guys. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Dwayne Kane Sr. said, "I'll say Klobb is a B+ fighter." Yeah, I think that's fair, man. He's not garbage. He's gonna beat your average Joe, you know. But he's just not a top level fighter, is what I would say. You know. Bandil said, "Why y'all mad at Cobb for telling the truth that Spence is afraid of Crawford and holding up the division?" Well, first of all, Bandel, I think you just tried to find some excuse to squeeze that in there. I didn't say I was mad at him for saying that Spence is afraid of Crawford, although Crawford doesn't think that. And how's he holding up the division when he's unifying the belts? That to me just sounds a little bit like what does holding up the division mean? If you're fighting the other champions and you're unifying the belts, how are you holding up? How are you the one holding things up? Holding the things up for what? You know? To me, it just seems like you're just trying to find a way to jump up in, and say something negative about Spence, which in my mind tells me to tell you to grow up, man. You know what I mean? Talk boxing for real. This dude ain't fighting. This dude ain't doing. You know, Mr. Burns, you're up out of here, homie. Don't thumb up me, dude. See you later, homie. Anyway, Planet 169 said the only one I can think of is Golden Boy allowed Teixeira to fight Castano, even though everybody knew Castano was going to dog walk him for the title. Yeah, that was mandatory. Yeah, that was a mandatory. That was mandated. And let me see if there was a purse bid on that. Hold on a second. But that's a good call because I forgot. Yeah, there was a purse bid, but Golden Boy won the purse bid. Where did the fight wind up getting aired? Where did that fight get aired? Hold on a second. Yeah. Oh, that fight was on DAZN. Yeah, that was on DAZN. Golden Boy won the purse bid, and Brian Castano fought him on DAZN. They didn't fight on a PBC card. That was a DAZN card. That was Teixeira going over there to fight him. So that makes sense, man. BK Singh said, "What's going on, Fanon? Why are you upset lately?" I'm not upset at all. I just don't have. I'm just not playing with trolls, man. Anyway, Keith Nolan said 2211 said, "Fanon, Errol has to fight Crawford, Ugas, Ennis, and Blair at the same time. Otherwise, he's holding up the division." Yeah, pretty much, brother. Much love in that super chat, bro. Man, thank you for the blessings, brother. Thank you so much, man. For real, brother. Thank you so much, man. Blackie say you a good bloke regardless. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah, man, seriously, man. It's the same dudes over and over again, man, that do that stuff. Facts Over Feelings Boxing said, "Fanon, I just left Mexico. They assess to steroids and pharmacies drugs their access to steroids and pharmacy drugs is so easy. All they have to do is walk to the pharmacy and grab it. Crazy." Oh, for real? This like that? Much love in that super chat, brother. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for your support, man. And thank you to everybody that supports the channel and the super chat and the Cash App. Greatly appreciated. Hey, we got 400 people in the building. We got 241 likes, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, man. You know what I mean? He said, "You know it." Thank you, brother, man. Thank you, Keith. Let me see. Mon Sims. I don't think I've gotten a comment of yours before that, man. He said it's like, but facts on face like that. There you go, man. EJ is going to crush Crawford. Fans are going to be so heartbroken when Bud loses to Spence. I can't wait. Honestly, man, you know what? I don't think that there's going to be a lot of cats that are heartbroken, man. That's a good fight. If they made a best man win in that particular circumstance, you know? Made a best man win. I think that the only thing that the slack that you hear from Errol Spence Jr. is really just people disliking the PBC. Because there's a lot of people, no matter what the PBC does, man, they got a problem with the PBC. You know, and that's just very, very real. You know, they complain about every single solitary fight coming from the PBC. Every fight that happens, every fight is a flop, right? They've been going broke for years. You know, all that. Ramen Turner said, "I hate the PBC." Man, what is wrong with you, Ramen? Man, how do you hate a boxing platform that what in the world is wrong with it with them? Seriously, man. Like what in the world is wrong with them, man? Hey, Facts Over Feelings Box said, I literally a walk to all green, antidepressants, HGH and all. I went there. I went to go there for flu, and she offered to me. It's like a pack of gum. Man, that's crazy. Man, God dang. Hold on. Live stream at 8 a.m.
It's already 8 a.m.?
Yeah, the time changed.
Oh, snap. I didn't even realize that the time changed.
All right, man. I'll call you afterwards, man. Back. All right, yeah, that's my guy, man. Yeah, that's my guy right there. Let me move this. Let me get to my man Fernandez. I know, Raheem. So I smiled at you, man. I know you messing with me, man. XLB Fernandez and Fanon. Why do you think a loss in boxing really lowers the value of a fighter? Do you think boxing will ever get like the UFC for in the sense that fighters with multiple losses can generate fights? Oh, it's already like that. It's already like that. There are fighters with multiple losses that have absolutely no problem generating revenue and have absolutely no problem getting fights. Oh, no problem. And those are fighters that are with Top Rank, and those are fighters like Canelo Alvarez. There's all kind of guys that can do that. I think the fact that they say they can't is a myth. Jermall Charlo lost to Tony Harrison. He got right back in the ring with Tony Harrison, and he beat Tony Harrison. Then he beat Jason Rosario, and boom, he's got 3 belts after a loss. So no, man, I don't think that's even true in boxing. I think what you hear a lot of people that crap on people's resumes. It's the resume talk that is silly. Yeah, Sean Porter got plenty of fights. Manny got plenty of fights. Adrien Broner got plenty of fights. There's guys that lose and get fights and can get back in. I don't think that's an issue. You know, Bernard Hopkins lost. I think Bernard Hopkins might have lost his first fight in his career or something. But you know what I mean? Hey man, why you doing Ramin like that, man? That ain't right, man. That ain't right to do. Right? It ain't right to do Ramin like that, man. Hey y'all, give me 30 seconds, man. Give me 30 seconds. Let me put this. Hold on 1 second, man. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna get back to this comment. All right, sorry about that, brother. Sorry about that, good people. All right, so my man Young Ghost said, "Let me tell you why they really hate the PBC is because Al Heyman don't be in the media capping like Eddie and Bob about his business for real." No, really, I don't really think that's the case, man, because they hated on Don King like that, and Don King was in the media for days. Don King stayed in the media. Stayed in the media, and they hated on Don King the exact same way. Not any difference, man, between the treatment of Al Heyman and the treatment of Don King. I just think that, you know, they got a good old boy network, in my opinion. And, you know, it's that good old boy dynamic that causes the problems. Mark Cardenas said Al Heyman and Floyd are the only ones to do actual boxing building business, not overpaying fighters like Haney. Well, yeah, Bob Arum ain't overpaying nobody. Don King Bob Arum ain't overpaying anybody. Nah, I mean, seriously, man, Devin Haney just got lucky and took advantage of a very good situation where they were paying a ton of money to get American fighters to leave the PBC, not sign with the PBC, you know? Other than that, dude, Devin Haney probably would have been with the PBC, man. Because I don't see, or Top Rank, but I doubt he'd have been with Top Rank. I have a suspicion he probably would have been with the PBC because of the mentality that they have about their own business and being their own promoters and all of that. You know, I think Bob is overpaying Fury. Hey, man, they paying him a lot of money for that fight. I hope they get their money back. JT said they just don't like the O because it's associated with Floyd and not their favorite fighter, so they want to say the O means nothing to diminish his achievements. They're going to say whatever, man. These guys say whatever, man. It just depends on it. You know what they're going to say, what a lot of people are going to say, just depending on who the fighter is. You know? Like, for example, you take for example, Jermall Charlo. People, if Jaime Munguia turns this fight down, or his team, however you want to say it, but the fight doesn't happen because of Jaime Munguia's team and their insistence on fighting on the zone, right? Then you would think people would say, oh, that's Jaime Munguia. That's Jaime Munguia's fault. Why wouldn't you take a championship fight? You're the number one contender in the WBC, right? Take the fight. I'm surprised that they don't mandate the fight, right? But regardless, because when was the last time he fought as mandatory? They should be mandating that fight pretty soon. But whatever the case is, he doesn't take the fight. They say the answer to that is, well, why doesn't, and it's just really weird how people will bring up subjects that don't have anything to do. Like it's obvious things like, well, why doesn't Jermall Charlo move up and fight David Benavidez? Why is he staying at 160? Why doesn't he go to fight David Benavidez? Why doesn't he go fight Caleb Plant? Why doesn't he do that? Why? I mean, he's ducking. He's not these. He's a 160-pound champion. There are no belts available at 168 pounds. They made an offer for Jermall Charlo to fight, for him to fight to fight the champion at 168. The champion the one and only champion at 168 told him no. So why would he give up his belt? Why would he drop his belt to go fight somebody that does not have a belt? But at the same time, the same people will say, well, if you ask him, why doesn't Canelo fight Charlie? He'll be like, he have nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer. What belts does he have at that weight class, right? They have nothing to offer him. What is David Benavidez? Why doesn't he fight David Benavidez? He's not a champion. He has nothing to offer. But if they don't have anything to offer Canelo, then why do they have anything to offer Charlo? You know what I mean? It's literally the same thing. Now, if Charlo moves up in weight, I don't mind seeing that fight at all. I would love to see the fight. But man, why does he got to drop his belt that he worked for, right? Not to move up, in order to move up and drop his belt and move up. I just find it's just interesting how under certain circumstances they can see the value of a belt, but under other circumstances people can't see the value of the belt at all. My man Mike Kirkland, brother, thank you so much for your support, bro. Man, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much. He said, if Shakur was with the PBC, do you think he'd be almost a 2-belt champion or begging like Haney at 130? He'd be a champion at 130. Yeah, 130 he'd be a champion. 126 and 130 he'd be a champion. Yeah, I think he would because they had belts at both of those weight classes. They had Chris Colbert is fighting for a championship at 130, right? So there's been one. They've got an in at 130, and they've got an in at 126. Shakur might have had to fight Gary Russell Jr. to get a shot at 126, but I think he'd get a shot. I think he would have got a shot. I don't know if he would have got it that quick though. You know what I mean? I can't say if he would have got it that quick, but there's definitely a route for the championships. Top Rank gets cats belts shots real fast. Blacksmith Ross in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for your support, bro. Man, that's huge, brother. Thank you so much, man. Blacksmith Ross said, truth is Eddie and Errol are business people used to seeing. Truth is Eddie and Errol is business people used to seeing Heyman and PBC represent black success. It seems non-blacks hate black success. Get over it. Well, much love in that super chat. Certain people don't like it. Gary would have ducked him. Gary's never ducked anybody. Gary's never ducked anybody. Gary was ducked. Gary's not ducked anybody. Gary didn't get any voluntaries. He didn't never duck anybody. He just never got a Gary. But I do like Young Goat how you said that. And it's amazing when people spread a bunch of nonsense on people's name, how all of a sudden Gary Russell Jr. is just a duck. And the reason he didn't get fights at 126 is because he was ducking. It's amazing how after people with their own self-interest rip at your name, how all of a sudden people will associate you with that stuff. That's a shame, man. Lemes Rivera said Gary would smoke Shakur right now, not with that shoulder. He's fighting one arm. He's fighting with one arm in that last fight, and I still thought he won, man. But where's the justice for Gary in that robbery? You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, honestly though, nobody that gets robbed gets justice in boxing. Nobody. Even with the Michael Fox and Maestra thing, nobody ever got any justice for those type of things, man. Canelo in that so-called Gennady Golovkin didn't get. All they're gonna do is throw a judge under the bus and say, well, yeah, we'll throw this judge under the bus. So yeah, that's what we did, man. Said Manuel Estevez said no, Gary only fought as mandatory. Yeah, he only fought as mandatories. He wasn't ducking anybody. If he only fought as mandatories, because dude, voluntaries, every voluntary that he ever tried to make told him no. I'm telling you, every mandatory he tried to get told him no. At 120, at that weight class that he was a champion at. Not talking about if, he couldn't get a fight at cruiserweight. Yeah, I got you, Emmanuel Estevez, I know. I just wanted to clarify. I just wanted to double do it. I wanted to double dip on that, man. T-San says some haters will say that Wilder ducked AJ. Haters gonna hate, man. They constantly say that because that fits the story for them. But we now know why they didn't fight now. All right, we know now. We know now for sure why. Hold on one second. Phone about to run out of power, man. Quincy Carter said Loma didn't say no, he said yes. Excuse me. That, my friend, was, I do believe, for the WBO 126-pound belt. Quincy Carter. That was a mandated fight. First of all, it was a mandatory. Or I think that fight was ordered. And number two, that was not for Gary Russell Jr.'s championship. That was not Gary Russell Jr.'s belt. That was Lomachenko fought him for the WBO, for a vacant WBO. That's what that was. That's something different, man. Oh, yeah, Quincy Carter, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. You know what it is. I know you're real, man. I know you're real. All right, Blacksmith Ross in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much. I'm just making sure I check that, man. Yeah, no worries, man. I get you, man. I get you. I get what you're doing. Big Sing has forgotten in boxing. I hated on Josh Taylor now. I was hating on Canelo, GGG, when Canelo was dirty. But I almost forgot about that. Oh. I don't understand what that means. Hey, Fahim Satora said, don't blame Gary because your favorite 126-pounder is a vagina. Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's not on Gary, man. That's not on Gary. And then he got robbed, man. Then he got robbed, bro. KJ, do you have any info or updates on the boxing game that's supposed to come out? Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, is my answer to that question. They have been trying to come out with that game. That game has been coming out for 3 years. As long as I've had this channel, that game has been coming out. So I don't know when they're going to do it, honestly. And to tell you the truth, I really don't care, man. Because I'm not playing video games. You know what I mean? That's where I am. I'm not big on playing them video games. Why is this person continue texting me, man? This is wild. Hold on one second, man. Hold on. Hey, much love in that super chat to my man, John Boy in the building, brother. Thank you so much for that support. Say good morning, bro. Hey, man, good morning to you, brother. John Boy in the building, brother. What's going on? Thank you so much for holding that chat down, brother. Thank you for the support. And thinking again, you guys with the super chats and the Cash App definitely make the channel go, make it possible to do the show. Thank you guys so much. Greatly, greatly appreciate it, man. Young Ghost said, yeah, esports taking long. I'm trying to be 5 division world champion. They playing. Hey, it is. Ha! Oh, you're trying to be a 5 division world champion in that? You be better off just to go ahead and get one of them old versions and let you create your boxer and you create the guy that you want to be. I used to love that, but I just ain't got no time to be playing video games. I just don't have time for the video games, man. You know what I mean? My son gave up video games. He's 16 and already gave him up. Mashar Ashah said, what up, Fanon? You had to know I'd be here today to hear your latest on Jermall, Charlo. Hey, man, ain't nothing new on Jermall, man. It's the same old, same old. Same old, same old. Ain't nothing changed. Waiting for this fight with him and waiting. Tomorrow there'll be announcing what's going on like tomorrow. With Showtime announces their card. They'll announce when the fight is, where the fight is. I'm gonna tell you though, dude, that they are foul for having that fight in LA. If they had that fight in LA, if they had that fight out there in LA, man. Well, I guess they just didn't want to have it in Charlo's hometown. He's gonna get robbed. Well, I don't know. There's not that many robberies that really go on in the PBC. They're not as bad as like the UK, dog. They just on that robbery time, man. Like, Lord have mercy, brother. It's amazing. Hey, my man, much love in that Cash App to my man, Mr. Smith in the building. Much love, brother. Thank you for supporting the chat, brother. Thank you so much for that super chat. Much love in that super chat, brother. I forgot, yeah. Okay. Said he'll get robbed again. What? John Page in the building. What's going on, bro? How you feeling, man? Hey, Fanon, there are people who make millions of dollars playing video games? Yeah. They're very, very good video game players, man. But I just can't do it, man. Once I lost the coordination for it, man, there's some nerds. Them dudes just sit up there and play all the time. But yeah, man, I know that there are people that make a lot of money playing video games. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a big thing. Frozen Tundra said, I got mad Charlo didn't get the Canelo fight, but when I see Bivol, I said, whoa, that's the guy, not Baturbiev. Sorry. Says Frozen Tundra, you think so? I'm all right on the fight, man, honestly, man. You know what I mean? I'm all right on that fight. I just don't care. Just get the Charlo fight done. I listen to all that argument, all the arguments that go back and forth, and I engaged in all the arguments going on about Charlo and Canelo. But for me, the dead end of it is, dude, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good fight. Make that fight. That's the fight that I want to see. Man, Alex Chavez supporting, man. Brother, thank you so much for that support, bro. Say good morning, watching from Yuma, Arizona, brother. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciate it, bro. JT said, Fanon, if Oscar Shakur goes 12 rounds, do you think Shakur gets robbed? No. On the real, I don't think that I think he's just going to, if it goes 12 rounds, it's going to be a 12-round boxing lesson. I don't think that they're going to rob him because I think he can win that fight and win that fight convincingly. I'll be interested to see where that fight is actually going. Do anybody know where the fight's going to be? I don't think the fight's going to be in Arizona. Is there going to be in Vegas? Hey, Fanon, did you forget Texas is the king of robberies? Oh yeah, they will. Texas, some funny stuff will turn up in Texas. Yeah, I do understand that. No doubt about it, man. Yeah, I'm just not into Bivol. Like, I don't really care about a Bivol fight, It's like it's just who I don't care about it, man. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care about the fight. And that's the best it's in Vegas. That's what's up. That's just the best I can say about it. I can understand if somebody was a Bivol fan, but even if I was a Bivol fan, I'll still be like that. Because I'm like, man, are you really going to stay at 175? Or are you going to go back down? But see there, he's fighting at 175, but then he's going back down to 160. And it's like, man, just fight the guys at a weight class, man. They don't need all this extra crap, man. There's nothing exciting about make-believe records to me. Like, well, man, it's Superman. He went up to 140. He went from this weight class and he went to that weight class. Man, it's like, man, so what? How about you stay in your weight class till there's nobody there to fight? How about we try something novel like that? Like you sit there in your weight class, and if you get the belts, because you didn't beat the best guys in the division to get the belts. Because just because they got a belt doesn't mean they're one of the best guys in the division. And clearly the guys that he fought were not. So my thing is, like, how about you just come on, man? Hunter Young, yes, I did. I did watch that stuff when I was a kid. Yeah. The 5 Deadly Venoms, yeah. I love the 5 Deadly Venoms. But that's where I am on that, man. It's just like I'm not interested in this. Well, I'm at once that, look what he's doing, this amazing thing. He's going to this weight class. He's going to that weight class. Now he's in this weight class. Yeah, but he's fighting a guy I don't care about in that weight class to go into a fight I don't care in that weight class to fighting a guy that I don't care about in that weight class. So what? That's where I am. So what? That's what Mikey Garcia did, dude. I was thoroughly unimpressed. Just be real. I was thoroughly unimpressed. Like, Mikey is at lightweight, so he goes to 140, right? You got Lomachenko there at 135, the same time he's at 135. So he goes to 140 pounds. Then he waits to come back. Where did he fight at? He fought Broner at 140 something, right? Didn't defend the 135-pound belt. Then he moves back down to 140, fights Lipinets, right? Again, not defending the 135-pound belt. Then when Robert Easter Jr., who did Robert Easter Jr. When he had a hard time with Javier Fortuna, then all of a sudden he I'll fight Robert Easter now. So he fights Robert Easter, and then he goes back up again. All the time, dude, he's got Vasily Lomachenko sitting right there, and they're talking about, well, we can't really make this fight. It's like, man, come on, man. And then he goes up to 140. Well, I'm going to challenge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go challenge Errol Spence. Dude, literally he went and bit off more than he could chew, right? Went and bit off way more than he can chew because he saw something, right? I think I can get this. I think I can win this one because I see something, right? Whatever, man. I didn't care about any of that crap. I would have preferred Mikey just fight Lomachenko, man. Fight Devin Haney comes at the time. You're the WBC champ. Fight Devin Haney. Now, there you go. So it would have been better if he fought. It would have been better if he just would have stayed in 135, or it would have been better if he stayed in 140. Because if he just stayed in 140, then he could have fought Josh Taylor. He could have fought Regis Prograis, right? Could have fought those guys, man. And that would have been good fights at 140. Jose Ramirez, those are real fights at 140 for the guy. But he was going to run around being Superman, claiming he's Superman, not fighting all of the guys that we wind up being the best in those weight classes. Just funny, amazingly, we're not part of this let me move up and down in weight class gimmick he's trying, man. Shoney D, what's going on, Shoney D? He said Mikey foreseen he get the brakes beat off him. Yeah, he got the man. Not a close fight at all, man. Masharam Ashah said Jermall, Charlo, and Errol Spence are the only ones cleaning out their division. Yeah, the only one other than Alexander Usyk at cruiserweight. Only one. Errol Spence Jr. is fighting everybody. Jermall Charlo's fighting everybody. Is anybody else fighting anybody, one of these little dudes? Yeah, I don't even think any of these little dudes are doing that, man. There's always one guy out there that they won't fight. Manuel Stebbins said, what about Floyd? He went up and down. When did he go to 8? Hold on. For the biggest paydays, no different. Only boxers don't have as big a name now as they did. The UFC took 75% of casual fans. No. First of all, no, he did not do that. No, he did not. He went up. He took one fight. He took one fight at 154 and was right back down at 147. He didn't do that. He didn't go from, well, I'm going to fight this guy here at 147. Then I'm going to fight a guy. I'm going to move back down to 140. And then I'm going to go up to 154. He didn't do that, man. He won a belt at 130 when he fought at 130. After he left 130, he did not come back to 130. He went to 135. He won at 135. When he got done with 135, he never came back to 135. He went up to 140. When he went to 140 very, very briefly, he got out of 140 and went to 147. And then he had a series of fights at 147. And then he took one fight at 154 and never defended the belt. Came and just defended his belts at 147. He had a one-off fight. That's it. He didn't do the 170. He didn't say, oh, I'm a champion at 160. Let me go fight for a secondary belt against a nobody that nobody heard about, Rocky Fielding. He didn't say, let me go fight Rocky Fielding at one. I mean, I don't even know who's the equivalent of Rocky Fielding. Who's the equivalent of Rocky Fielding? He fought Canelo at 154. He fought my man. Who did he fight, man? Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez at that weight class, man. He fought guys that came up in weight, but nah, he definitely didn't do like that. Nah, he didn't do that, man. Y'all give my man a bad rap. Hey, Robert Yaramillo, man, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support, bro. He says, so now that Loma is now serving his country, is he still listed on the top 10? Yeah, of course he is. Much love in that super chat. Of course he is. He didn't stop fighting officially. Man, he can lose another 3 times. Trust me. They're gonna keep him in that top 10 ranking until they find somebody to replace him with that suits them. At least that's my take on it. That's what it seems like it. Yeah, Berto was his retirement fight, and Berto was at 147. Berto was at 147, man. John Boy, man, much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you for holding down the channel, man. He said Mikey wants to rematch Spence again. He foresees another payday. I know they want payday. I hate that. Man, I know they want pay. John Boy, man, thank you so much for your support in the chat, man, and the super chat, brother. It means a ton, as you know, bro. Manuel Esteves said, I'm surprised you even know Rocky, only because of Canelo, same way you know other fighters because they fought Floyd. That's not true. That is not true. I knew who Marcus Maidana was. Tell me exactly, Manuel Esteves, who it is that I only know because he fought Floyd. That does not apply, dude. I'm telling you, it does not apply. I knew who Canelo Alvarez was, aside from Floyd. I know who Andre Berto was, aside from Floyd. I know who Juan Manuel Marquez was, aside from Floyd. I know who Manny Pacquiao was, aside from Floyd. I know who Virgil Ortiz was, aside from Floyd. I know who I knew who Shambe Mitchell was, besides Floyd. I knew who Corley and Zab Judah and Corrales and Hernandez. I knew who all those guys were aside from Floyd, man. They all had names, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I even knew who Emmanuel Augustus was, bro. Come on, man. Do that man some justice, man. Don't claim he's doing that nonsense, man. Don't blame Floyd for what Canelo's doing. That's not fair, man. Blacksmith Ross in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for that support, bro. He said, with Mayweather, that's not true. He tried to fight Freitas and Casamayor champs at 130, and they wouldn't fight Mayweather. Canelo was a duck. Accept it. Hey, man, I'm just trying to tell you. Dog, much love, man, brother. Thank you for holding down the chat, man. And I'm trying to tell you how much that means. Thank you, sir. And my man Mike Kirkland said, thanks, John Boy. I missed your comment for me on Sunday. Okay, that's what's up. Mike, much love in that super chat. Mike Kirkland in the building. Big Mike with the doggies. Yeah, Teshin. Yeah, that's fair enough. I didn't know who Teshin was. I didn't know who he was. Cesar Juarez. This is very interesting, Cesar Juarez. Bro, you don't get tired of pushing the same narrative? You want me? I don't get tired of the truth, no. But honestly, sometimes I do. If it's the truth, what do you want me to change the truth? Cesar? You want me to tell you something one day and tell you something the other day? It's the truth. You are not going to put on Floyd what Canelo did. And even if you could, which you can't, so what? Canelo's still doing it. What do you want me to act like I want to see a Bivol fight? I don't. Do not care about the fight. And that's not I don't know what you mean by narrative, but that's the truth. I don't care about that fight. You want me to act like I do? I don't. Do you get tired of making excuses for Canelo not fighting people? I'm really getting tired of it. Yeah. I'm real tired of talking about why Canelo won't fight Charlo. I've been doing it for years. Every time there's an opportunity, he says no. Over and over and over again. I'm tired of that. Yes, I would love to talk about the fight that actually would take place. Unfortunately, we don't get that out your boy. We get Bivol. Hey, exactly. Hey, yeah, you know what it is. Tyrone Joseph, much love in that Cash App, brother. He said, and Emmanuel Augustus name drop. Ain't expect that. Yeah. Of course, man. You know the drunken master, the great drunken master. That didn't nobody want to get in the ring with that man, dog. I would have loved to see him fight Joel Casamayor, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would have loved to see the Joel Casamayor fight. But Freitas didn't want that smoke. Astelino Freitas didn't want that smoke. Robert Robles said, AOG, I'm listening to you on my job, supporting brother. Thank you so much, OG, my man, Robert Robles in the building. Thank you so much for your support, bro. And my man, John Boy says, shout out to my brother, Mike Kirkland in that Cash App, brother. Thank you again for that support, bro. Y'all hold the chat down, bro. That's why I be trying to anyway, I'm just gonna not overstating my appreciation. Thank you, bro. Javier Martinez said Roy Jones was fighting postal workers and cops. First of all, Javier Martinez, so what? If that was true, what does that have to do with anything? So was Primo Carnera. Joe Louis had a bum of the month club. What's your point? Nobody's arguing that Canelo is the only person ever not to fight people. Okay, so what? What does that have to do with Canelo? Do you saying because Roy did it, that means Canelo's good to do it? So what? However, let me also point this out. He fought Bernard Hopkins. He fought James Toney. Didn't he? He fought some cats that weren't the best, but he also fought some dudes that were. Yeah, he did. He fought Antonio Tarver when he did not have to. Moved down in weight, came back down to 175 and gave Antonio Tarver a shot. When he got a draw against Antonio Tarver, he didn't run away. He fought him again. I would love to know who these guys are, though, that he didn't fight. Who didn't he fight? Who didn't he fight? Who's the guy that you wanted to see Roy Jones Jr. fight that he didn't fight? Let me know who that is. Because everybody I wanted to see Roy Jones Jr. fight, he fought. Everybody. He even fought Joe Calzaghe. Hey, my man Tyrone in that building says, shout out to Robert Roller. Stay bless my brother. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, bro. Oh, Young Goat, my bad. I thought it was a draw. Well, he rematched him. I thought that was a draw. But thank you for correcting me. He fought him again. Said no worries. And that makes it even more so. If he won the fight, he came back and he fought him again. Sorry about that, man. I forgot. I wiped that fight from my mind. I cleared a slate on that fight. Bearcat Hampton in the building, man. He said, just because my tax money is almost gone, so won't be doing this too many more times. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Just know I always support the channel and agree probably 95% of the time. Everyone go get a membership badge. Much love, man, Bearcat Hampton. I understand, brother. Thank you so much, bro. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for your support, Bearcat Hampton. I understand, man. And it is what it is. Thank you, brother. Manuel Estevez, what makes you better you go undisputed in 2 weight classes in 2 years or keep all the belts in one and fight a bunch of challengers? Depends on who the challengers are and what the weight classes are. I don't care. Let me tell you, man, I don't care about undisputed. Don't care. Really. I don't care. It's a nice to have. But what would make it better is if you become undisputed and you defend your belts against all comers. Easy. That's what a champion is. The champion is a guy that defends belts, not just wins them. You're talking about one half of the equation with a champion. A champion is a champion when he defends his belts. And fighting guys that don't have belts are part of that. It comes with part of it. If you are, just because you win the belt does not mean that there's not somebody who can beat you. The game isn't over. You see what I'm saying? The game is not over just because you won your belts. And when you leave the weight class and you don't fight guys that are in it, you're not fighting guys that may beat you. They're in your weight class. See what I mean? And I'm not going to care about what's better. Depends on who. Fighting one guy in one weight class may be way harder than fighting for undisputed. Deontay Wilder fighting Tyson Fury is a whole lot harder than Anthony Joshua fighting Charles Martin for a belt. Isn't it? Deontay Wilder defended his belt against Tyson Fury. That is a harder fight. That was a harder fight than fighting AJ for 3. Because of the fighter. You're putting everything on the fight. You're putting everything on the belts. And I'm telling you, you're hiding behind, not you, but they're hiding behind the belts. It's not all about the belts. Jermall Charlo, or better yet, let me give you another example. Jerron Ennis is the 147 and does not have any belts. Any belts. That don't mean that dude is easier to beat than anybody that has them. That dude down there can fight. There was a point in time when Canelo was at a weight class and Canelo didn't have any belts, right? He's at 168, he had fought at 168, he didn't have any belts, right? Does that mean that Canelo Alvarez is an easier fight for Billy Joe Saunders than Callum Smith would have been? Because Callum Smith had a belt and Billy Joe and Canelo did not? I'm telling you, they're hiding behind that conversation about belts. It's about the fighter. And it's not even all that much. It's not completely about the weight class either. It's about the fighter. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a harder fight for Canelo at 154 than anybody probably was at 160. Because of the fighter. I'm telling you, man, that stuff is used to stop fights, man. And it's a bunch of excuses. The guy's at the same weight class as you. He's been at the same several weight classes with you. Dude, fight the guy. Anyway, Keith Knowles said, I always really strange to hear people hate on Floyd's boxing skills and career. If you don't like him, fine. But these suckers BS word will not change his skills. And we fought. Much love in the super chat. I keep hearing brought up as some excuse for what Canelo's doing. And I want to know what does that have to do with it? That's me, Keith. What does Roy Jones Jr. have to do with me being able to see Canelo fight Jermall Charlo or fight Andrade or fight Benavidez? You know, Blacksmith Ross says, sorry, but Canelo isn't Roy Jones. Roy fought James Toney, and you have 5 Cullum Smiths and Rocky Fieldings combined. It won't be worth one B-Hop or Tony. Exactly. Won't be worth one of those. Oh, well, he was man, nobody care, man. Look, Joe Calzaghe, man. Joe Calzaghe retired undefeated. Don't nobody care about nothing about Joe Calzaghe. Robert Robin says, Saturday's live stream is Boogeyman for 9 days. Much love in that super chat, bro. Yeah. Oh, my God, man. I can't believe, dude. I actually had somebody come to my chat accusing me of talking bad about a certain channels. Like, man, are you serious? Hey, Greg Hogan in that building. That's why I said Dennis Hogan, because Greg Hogan. That's why I was thinking, Greg Hogan? What? Why is Greg Hogan? Please address the talking point among Cinnabons. Canelo is better than Floyd. I don't see it. Plant hit Canelo with the same punches as Floyd. Much love in that super chat, brother. Oh, yeah. Floyd beat him. Easy, Greg Hogan. Floyd beat him. Floyd beat him. They fought. They got in a ring. Floyd proved he's a better fighter. Easy. There you go. If you don't believe it, go watch the fight again. It's what it is. Floyd didn't go on to lose to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, none of that. None of that. None of that. Quincy Carter in that super chat, brother. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much. My man said, all this Floyd Mayweather hate stems from the fact that he whooped Canelo's ass and racist people can't stand it. Much respect for Nine. Yeah, no, y'all need to go away. Floyd isn't your excuse for Canelo. Dude, Canelo just need to fight the dude, man. And I'll shut up in a second. Trust me. I want to shut up about it. No joke. Young Goat said, I was 36-year-old when I cooked this dude. He was easy work, easy work. And you're not going to get out of that, dog. Well, he was 23, yeah, but that guy was 36. He's 36. And he's little, and he's 36. And it was a one-sided fight, man. Come on, man. Floyd's the better fighter. First of all, Floyd's just a better fighter than Canelo. It's a fact. It's just what it is, man. But it ain't no shame. Floyd's a better fighter than a lot of people. You know what I mean? There's no shame in losing to Floyd Mayweather. Everybody lost to him. Gucci Montana, Canelo couldn't play another sport. He probably sit down when it's playoff time, knowing he got to. Jimmy Bernard said, for Nine, why are these fighters today afraid of losing? I don't get it. I don't think a lot of them are. I don't think that they are. I don't think these guys are afraid of losing. I don't think Canelo's afraid of losing. I don't think he already lost. What's he got to be afraid of? But, I don't think they want to lose, but I don't think they're afraid. But Canelo's in a victory lap, man. That's what that is, Javier Martinez said, for Nine, the sad part is that once most fighters become A-siders, they start being more businessmen than risk takers. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not defending Canelo's ducking. Hey, that's what's up, Javier Martinez. Javier, I said Javier. Javier, all love, man. No worries, man. And by the way, man, even if you were, it ain't no sweat. Even if you were defending Canelo, it's no sweat, man. I've defended Canelo many times. Maybe one of these days I'll get an opportunity to defend him again. I defend him every time somebody says that man can't fight. Because the dude can fight. Like, it ain't nothing people should take over and move into the guy's garbage. David Benavidez is going to run through him. I don't think those guys are going to run through Canelo. Dude, I know that Canelo is an excellent, excellent fighter, man. I know that he's an excellent fighter. My thing is, though, even if you're an excellent fighter and you're the big A side and all those things are true, you still got to fight these guys. If you don't fight these guys, it's a duck. You're not above ducking. You know what I mean? You're not above it. You don't get I'm not the WBC. So I don't have to abide by this. Canelo is a walking god. He's the franchise of boxing, and we're going to change rules. I don't have to change my standards for Canelo. I'm not gonna. And with the same standards that I use with other people, that dude has been ducking the guy in the same weight class for 3 weight classes now, man. Three weight classes. Come on, man. It's 3 weight classes now. We've been talking about this for years. And if he doesn't fight him after these fights he has next, then what you gonna say? You're gonna say the same thing. What have they done though? Look, Canelo went all the way to 175. You're literally gonna get his dude credit for ducking him as a reason why he can duck him again. I already hear the arguments coming. Greg Hogan in that chat, man. Much love, brother. Oh, I got that. Oh, I got you with that said. Much love, brother. Please address Canelo getting better after Floyd. Plant hit him with the same. Oh, better after Floyd. Did I mess that up and not get the Oh, after Floyd. I mean, I think he probably did get better after Floyd. He has more experience. Right? However, let me put it this way. He probably did get better after Floyd. Right? But he didn't get so much better after Floyd that he didn't lose to Lara and that he did not have 2 fights that people thought he lost against Gennady Golovkin. So I'm sure he did get better. However, he ain't got good enough to be better than Mayweather. He didn't get that much better. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get that much better. I don't see, now he beat Mayweather. Whoa, yeah, now, if he had the same experience now as he did then, he would definitely get him. He would just walk Floyd Mayweather down and punch him on the arms until he won. I mean, I'm saying, nah, dog, I ain't buying that, man. Yeah, Skinny 2 Liddy's right. Canelo can fight his behind off. He's talented. He's just a duck. That's just it. He's just not fighting these guys. That's it. That's where it ends. And he's on anti-juices. Anti-juiced. Can't leave that out of there. But I'm not going to go so far as to say the man can't fight. You know what I'm saying? When you do that, I think you're going like, that's where I think you cast, that's where it leaves, where I'm willing to go. I'm not about to act like that dude can't fight. Planet 619 said, and went life to death with Austin Trout, the fight prior to Mayweather. Yeah. Like, you know, and he probably did learn a lot. Like, I'm not going to fight these guys anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee you that's what Eddie Reynoso learned. I'm not putting him in there with it anymore, man. Hey, Javier Martinez said, the 3 most overused, misused, abused terms in boxing: hater, duck, and fanboy. No joke. First of all, haters are just an excuse just to call somebody a name. Like, you're just a hater. You're insulting somebody especially when you come to me on a chat, like, this guy's just a hardcore hater. Man, bozo, you literally say that every video I do that you disagree with is because they're hating. like, man, how about somebody disagrees with you, man? Oh, I think Errol will beat Terrence Crawford. You're a hater. You're just hating. That's because you're a hater. Like, man, you're a moron. Man, God dog, man, you're a moron, man. Like, it's not fun to talk to dummies, man. Like, if you want to disagree, man, explain to me why you think the guy can win. And all I'm going to do is be like, hey, man, that's a good point. If you believe that, that's cool. I personally got this guy winning the fight. I don't have to be hating on somebody just to not think that they're going to win a fight. You know what I mean? JR Boxing said Canelo got smarter, not better. Yeah, that's kind of where I am. Yeah, the more experience you get, the better fighter you're going to get with more experience. But I don't think he's as athletic as he was anymore. Quincy Carter said, Fanon, you think Canelo would be as big as he is without Floyd putting him on the undercards and fighting him and giving him that exposure? No, I do not. No. Much love in that super chat, brother. No, I don't. I don't. As he's not particularly exciting to watch. There's a lot of fanfare around him. But if you had to fight these other guys, yeah, and he beat all these other guys, and yeah, he may have, you know. Planet 619 said, hater just means I disagree, but can't formulate an intelligent boxing argument. Yeah, pretty much. That's where it goes to. That along with let me break your racist agenda. These goddamn motherfucking like, honestly. Anyway, man. He already had a name in Mexico, yeah, but I'm talking about as big. I don't know. I don't think he would have. He's not unique. People get big fights, their names get bigger. You know what I mean? T saying, I agree, Fanon. I disagree, Fanon. Canelo came in with a huge Mexican-American following at the time he beat Floyd. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Then he just did 600,000 or 800,000 pay-per-views. Where'd they go? Canelo's not that big now. Not like Floyd. He's bigger than everybody else. He's not Oscar De La Hoya. You still need a dancing partner, man. No joke. I don't think without the Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, no, I don't think he is. Still don't think he is. You got to beat somebody, man. You get bigger over time and you get bigger with fights. If he doesn't have big fights, he's just like everybody else, man. You know what I mean? That's what I think. But I could be wrong. That's like, who knows, man? You know what I'm saying? Young Goat said, a hater is someone who can't see both sides of you, only want to listen to yourself in a debate. You're a hater. Well, I would just say a hater is somebody that just wants a guy to fail no matter what. That's my definition for what a hater is. If you just want somebody to fail no matter what, then you're hating on the guy. You know what I mean? If you don't want to get a guy any credit and everything the guy does is bad every time, that's hating on somebody. Because you just want to see the person fail for no other reason than just wanting to see the guy fail. Kevin Faulkner in that super chat, brother. Much love in that super chat, bro. Said Fanon, new work demands conflict with the chit. Oh, new work demands conflict with the chat time. However, I can still listen to this great boxing conference. Oh, that's what's up, Kevin Faulkner, man. And much love, brother. Thank you so much for the support, bro. Hey, JT said they need to stop saying Canelo learned from Floyd fight, trying to play it down. He was just a boxing match to do better. Let me see something. They need to stop saying Canelo learned from Floyd, trying to play it down. He just lost a boxing match to do better. To do a better boxer, a superior athlete, deal with it. Yeah, pretty much, man. It is what it is. And I saw what you said. What did Andre Berto do against, I don't know, like 500,000? Something like that. Something like 500,000. Why is the question? Why did it do that? Y'all didn't have any more hating to do. No more hating to do. He already beat Manny Pacquiao. Already got him out of there. Boom. He fought Andre Berto. Andre Berto was somebody that lost 6-7 times. No worries. And I'm going to tell you this too. Don't think I'll say 600, 800,000 for Canelo. Don't know that to be the case. Manny Pacquiao did what? 400,000? 400,000 with Keith Thurman. He did like 300,000 against Yordenis Ugas. You need somebody to fight. I don't believe, just so you know it, I don't believe 800,000 for Canelo and David Benavidez. Oh, not Dave, excuse me, and Caleb Plant. I don't believe that. But I know what he did against Gennady Golovkin. He did, well, I don't know. He did less than $1 million against Gennady Golovkin. Oh, he's not that big. He's a big star. He is. He's not Floyd big. He's not Oscar De La Hoya big. He's not Mike Tyson big. He's not. There are plenty of other boxers in boxing that people are interested in. He is not the primary dude in boxing where everything revolves around Canelo. It's just not the case, man. With Floyd, with Floyd and Manny Pacquiao with all of that, dude, they were basically the whole conversation around boxing was that. It's not the case with Canelo because you guys don't want him to fight anybody. I have no doubt if there was somebody out there that people wanted to see him fight, that he would fight. Man, all kind of people would buy it because there'd be some interest in it. There's no interest in his fights, man. I mean, do you hear some big buzz about Bivol? The only buzz I hear about Bivol is people saying, why are you fighting Bivol? That's it. It's not a big buzz about Canelo Alvarez and Yildirim. Wasn't no big buzz and running around. Everybody, oh man, Canelo. Dog, ain't nobody really doing for that, going all out of the way for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we all interested in Bivol Makabu. You think, come on, man, be real. That's not the vibe you get, man. It's not the vibe you get. People are really tripping on the guaranteed money that he gets. Like, wow, he's getting a lot of guaranteed money. Yeah, the same guaranteed money that Evander Holyfield was getting 30 years ago. Not 30 years ago. How long ago was it that he was getting $50 million a fight? Evander Holyfield was getting guaranteed $50 million a fight in the early 2000s, late 1990s. Same money. Oscar De La Hoya is making more money in the 90s than Canelo Alvarez is making now. It's serious, man. He's the biggest name in boxing, but that's just because there's nobody really big in boxing right now other than him. Greg Hogan said Mayweather fans like him as a fighter. Canelo fans live through Canelo as a boxer. I mean, I think it's a lot of marketing, honestly. But it is what it is, man. He's a very, very good fighter, bro. Canelo ducking Usyk? Yeah. Now, if somebody said that, that's where I would be like, man, stop. But if he fought Usyk, I would still say fight Charlo. I don't care. Like, I'm not interested in seeing him losing to Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Not interested in seeing him lose to Usyk. That does not wake me up in the morning and I get motivated about that, man. Gucci Montana said, mandatory means fight. Canelo tends to run when he hears mandatory. Only time he's not a fight. Yeah. Oh, he said only time not to fight is for a greater or better fighter. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Derek James said 700,000 several times. I've heard him say that several times. He would know better. You know better than me because he would actually have access to the numbers. If it did 700,000, that would explain. Makes sense to me why the guy's flipping Ferraris. But don't listen to anybody else. It did like 2,000. Depends on who you hear. You know, you get the numbers. I'm trying to tell you, man, you get the numbers on a PBC, on a straight PBC fighter, 200,000 pay-per-views is what we heard. Sources say 200,000 pay-per-views, you know? Anyway, I don't know for sure what it did. But the numbers that get leaked are always low. Always low. Makabu is the WBC cruiserweight champion. I could care less about Makabu. And if he wants to fight somebody, fight your boy. All right, fight Bradis. If you fight Bradis, okay. Quincy Carr, hard to believe 700 for 9. I mean, look, man. Let me tell you this: if he said 700,000, you got to look at who says it, right? He would know. Is he exaggerating? I can't tell you. It's different than what people like on Twitter say. However, there are certain people that would know the answers, right? They would know the answer. He gets paid off those pay-per-views more than likely, or he got money or off. Maybe he gets. I don't think he gets paid. He gets a cut. So I'm sure he would know what he gets a cut of. 700,000 seems like a lot, though. All I'm saying is, if his word is as good as anybody else's, that says anything about it, because he has insight into it. Yeah, but you don't know that, Errol. You don't know that, Grindhard. You don't know that. Really and truly. It'd be like Steven Espinoza saying it did 700,000. Oh, it did 700,000 pay-per-views. Steven Espinoza would know. My question is, who would know? Right? And it would be somebody that gets paid off of it. Would know. He has access to people that know. Errol Spence Jr. knows how many pay-per-views that sold. He works with Errol Spence Jr. every day. Errol Spence's father knows how many pay-per-views it does. He's in the corner. I guarantee you they know that number because they get paid off that number. So if I was to say, who am I going to believe? No, the pay-per-view numbers would know, and so would the fighters that get paid off of it. Grindhard Sports Nation, they never say that. They never release numbers, ever. No, that's not grind. They never say it. You never heard those guys come out with their pay-per-view numbers, ever. The PBC didn't say numbers about Canelo. They didn't. And I'm going to tell you the hardcore truth. I have a hard time believing Canelo can do 8 while Manny Pacquiao's doing 3. I'd have a hard time with that, man. I don't get the feel off the fight. I don't. It's like there's 500,000 people that are just going to buy for Canelo. I don't get that feeling off of it. But again, I could be wrong. But I will tell you this. The people that actually know the number are people who get paid based on it. 700,000 is what he says it's 700,000 and he's saying, look, I know it's 700,000. Then what am I going to say? No, just call him a liar when I have nothing to base that off of. It's not like people haven't done 700,000 on pay-per-views before. That's not a ridiculous number for a pay-per-view. It's not like he's saying he did 6 million pay-per-views. If he said, oh yeah, it did 6 million pay-per-views, I'd look at it and be like, okay, yeah, that doesn't sound right. I don't believe that. But 700,000, that's not some ridiculous number, man. There's been a lot of pay-per-views that have done that, man. And Errol's a very popular fighter, I just think we a lot of times get lowballed so much by people and what they say the PPC does that you won't believe it. And like, for example, like I said, I have no idea, brother. I was told that they did, and then I was told that they don't. You'd have to ask them. Primo 2 said David Morrell versus David Benavidez. Oh, much love in that super chat. I don't know, man. I got to see more David Morrell. David Morrell been getting cats knocked out real fast. Hey, Zach Thomas, though, let me tell you something, though, Zach Scott. You've asked me that question about 5 times. And I'm sick of you asking me that question. Okay? I said on the video somebody told me that they did. And then somebody close to the camp said that they didn't. And you have asked me that question over and over and over and over again. Okay? If I said something happened, and then I say, okay, somebody else said, no, that's not a fact. What can you do? You say, okay, that's not a fact. But that was a year and a half ago, dude, and every time I see you ask that same stupid question. See ya. Manuel Steves said Canelo only has 1 fight in the top 5 pound for pound all time. That's a lot. How many people got to fight with a top 5 pound for pound fighter? Like, no, very few. That ain't. I mean, how many? You know what I mean? That is not easy. Anyway, I don't even know if he's in that. That's a tough one. But yeah, man, honestly, man, I'm just gonna tell you, bro, I don't appreciate that, man. You keep on talking. Every time I see you ask that same stupid question. Joe Schmo. Fanon, he wrote pay-per-view. What do you mean? Emmanuel Seven said, you're a bad reader. You're talking to me? I'm not a bad reader, brother. I'm an excellent, excellent reader. Only has 1 fight in the top 5 pay-per-view 5 all time. Okay. Dude, you going to insult me, bro? Don't worry, Emmanuel Estevez. Hey, guess what? You won't have to worry about me reading your comments no more. I'll tell you that. Okay. Oh, he only has one. That's still a lot, and that's Floyd. Same principle applies. Top 5 pound for pound, top 5 pay-per-views ever. That's a lot, man. Anyway, Manuel Estevez, brother, it was nice knowing you, homie. Okay? Don't worry about me reading your comments, brother. I look for your comments. You want to clown because I saw pay-per-view instead of pound for pound? I'll read somebody else's comment, bro. Young Goat said, anyway, he said your instead of you are, then want to talk about somebody's reading. I mean, it's just whatever, bro. Get out of here, man. You one of them dudes, man. I specifically don't agree with a Dane or anything you don't ever agree with anything I got to say, Manuel Estevez, but I still read your comment all the time, man. Okay? So please stop. You can keep your insults, all right? I'm telling you. I know you know what I'm saying? You can keep your insults to yourself. Damn, it's like Fanon can't make a mistake. Fuck out of here. That's corny. Exactly. It's like, you're a horrible reader because you saw, I said PVP. I didn't say P4P. Anyway. JT, there's only one here because he fought Floyd and he doesn't have any in the top. He doesn't have any of them because that ain't his fight. See you, Manuel. Man, let me tell you something, man. I will wrench up cats to support the channel. But on the real, man, I don't need no garbage like that, man. Get away from me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Pound for pound, pound for four, you're a horrible reader. You're a horrible writer, dude. Okay? Whatever, man. Nah, man, get up out of here, man. I'm just seriously, man. Sorry, bro. I've never disrespected Manuel ever. Read his comments all the time. I ain't in the mood, man, for that. Anyway, sorry, brother. Richard should be getting. It happens, man. It is what it is, man. Somebody said, waste of a good Rich. Fanon got Maz arguing with him. Hey, man, it is what it is. No, I mean, Maz arguing with me all the time. It's them insulting me that I'm not really in the mood for today. Just to be very, very honest with you, man. I'm not in the mood to be insulted. And I don't have to do that. I'm going to tell you. There's no description in what I'm doing means I got to sit here and take abuse from you. Anyway, Cobrahead Sports Entertainment said, good morning, Noob. Did you see Michael Conlon fight? Good stuff for an off Saturday? Yeah. Oh, man, that was a hell of a fight, man. Yeah, it was. They were out there going at it, man. Absolutely. I ain't a really big, hey, no. How about no? How about no? For what? How about no, friend? Fanon, these people are almost all the same. They can pretend for a while, but yeah, pretty much, bro. Pretty much. Oh, and Cesar Rajarez, why would I bother? You paying me? Put it in the super chat, brother. Sure. Debate about what? John Boy, this is a boxing conversation. You argue over boxing name calling lame. It's just silly, man. Anyway, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm just not in the mood for that, brother. You do a lot of conversations with boxing, Drew, and trust me, I go out of my way on my live stream, on my actual videos to go into the comment section, man. You just be surprised how many people want to insult you over and over and over and over again, man. I'm not your dog to be kicked, man. I'm not going to sit here and let you insult me over and over and over again and be like, yeah, man, no worries, man. Yeah, keep insulting me. Bro, that's not the first time you've done that, Emmanuel. Not the first time. And I'm like, look, man, I'm out. I'm done with you, bro. Go away. You know what I mean? I'm not your dog to be kicked over. I'm not your dog to be kicked. Anyway, Fanon, when you take away his wrench, you'll remove the stench. Hey, man, if you throw him out of here, the wrench is gone, bro. He said, "Yeah, I used to read the chats, but I stopped enjoying the show." Yeah, man, it's like, dude, they come to kill your chat and spread their misery, bro. And I'm just not. I'm not gonna let that continue with any particular person a lot. Maybe 5, 6 times if you're doing it. At that point in time, man, I'll be like, dude, you're not really trying to have a fun boxing conversation. What you're trying to do is you're trying to kick your dog. You know what I mean? I'm not your dog. If you got a dog, go kick your dog and hope the ASPCA don't call you. You know what I mean? Anyway, Mike the Deal says, some people think it's cool to be disrespectful because it's the internet. Respect is a must. Yeah, it's just pretty much, man. Like, I mean, once or twice I can go with you. It's all good. A crack here and there, it's okay. But I mean, at a certain point in time, like, just it gets old, man. Cause you are a man, men don't respect being insulted. Yeah, it's just, come on, man. Cesar ain't insulted me because he can out debate you on every subject you talk about. Really, can he? Tell him to show up then. Don't worry, tell him to show up. Tell him to show up. Maybe I'll throw him out too. I don't talk to trolls. Let me be very, very clear. I don't talk to trolls. I don't. I don't care what you got to say. I don't care. Somebody else can kick him out. I'm not going to kick him out. Somebody else kick him out. Look, man, I can disagree with you, man, and respect your opinion. That's all that is. If you think that I'm wrong about something, that's fine. You think I'm wrong about something. What's the big deal? You're not going to out-debate me on every subject. How is that even possible? Because the only way that you can out-debate somebody is it on every point is if they're wrong and you disagree about every point. If you disagree with everything I say, you're just biased. Legitimately biased. Legitimately biased. Everything that I say about boxing is wrong. I know these channels that you guys are talking about. It's not possible to disagree with an individual in boxing about everything unless you just want to argue with them. Unless you just want to debate for the sake of bumping your lips. It's not possible. Okay? And I'm not interested in that stuff, man. That is when you're a troll. Robert Robles said, the real MF stay with you, OG. Hey, man, much love in the super chat, Robert. I mean, hey, look, man, it is going about their business, brother. I appreciate you, man. But I'm just letting you know, dude, just in case you have no respect, you get no respect, period. Yeah, I mean, it's just, dude, just go away, man. How can you disagree with somebody about everything, man? You know what I'm saying? How do you possibly disagree with somebody ahead of time about everything? Right? Skinny too litty, I know. Let's keep it moving, man. That's why I threw him out. Gotta go, bro. And I'll admit I'm not in the best of moods today. No joke, man. Not in the best of moods today, man. Anyway, man. Yeah, we'll move on, man. Young Bo said, Terry Schmoo, nah, you spitting fast, though. That's not for me. Okay, I'm sorry, man. He said, let me see. Some people just love to argue, man. People love to insult you, bro, and try to tear your day down all the time, man. Shit gets old, man. You know? Let me back up here a little bit, man. And by the way, thank you to everybody that supports in the super chat. Thank you. And, Robert Robles, thank you so much for your support, man. It really, really does mean a lot, man. No joke. It really means a lot, man. More than you know. The positives definitely outweigh the negatives, man. For sure. Yeah, y'all. They trash talk those days just constantly, man. Constantly. Takes away the fun of the actual streams in the comments and comment section. But anyway, let's get past that, man. As far as the 700,000, as far as the 700,000 pay-per-views and all of that stuff, look, it would be silly of me to argue with Derek James about something that he has more direct knowledge of than I do. just because some other people that do not have direct knowledge of it say something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He would know. Errol Spence Jr. knows. Errol, hey, John Boy, much less says, smile, bro. May God bless you and your family. I appreciate that, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your support, bro. No joke, man. Hunter Young said he doesn't have enough hate like Floyd did. They wanted Floyd to lose, so he kept wanting to fight everyone. They don't want Canelo. Exactly. Excellent point, Hunter Young. He doesn't have a whole bunch of people paying to see him lose. Because I've been telling you, there's no counterweight to him. Everybody else for big fights, they've got a counterweight to them, man. Or there's some vicious knockout artist like Tyson, Mike Tyson. No Bad Vibes 7 said, hey, don't let the trolls get to you for 9. Keep doing you. Salute. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's just not a really great day for me right now, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. I appreciate you more than you can know, brother. Thank you so much, man. He said, well, hope your day get better. Yeah, it'll get better, man. You know what it is, man. It is what it is, man. It's all love, man. When life brings you haters, you kick them out. No joke, man. Anyway, Javier Martinez said, Fanon, your haters should be your motivators. Yeah, except for, man, it's just the negative conversations. It's really not the hatred. It's just the general negativity, man. A lot of times, man, you just so much negativity in boxing. You know what I mean? Just so much negativity. Like, and it's on both sides of every fighter, man. You know what I mean? But it's just part of the gig, though. It's part of the deal, man. I understand that. It's just sometimes, like with Emmanuel Estevez, like, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Anyway, Wolf King Productions at 8 for 9. Will you be watching the fights this weekend? I'm looking forward to watching Keyshawn Davis and Virgil Ortiz. Keyshawn Davis is not fighting. Keyshawn Davis got injured, I do believe, and he pulled out of that fight. That's what I do believe. You didn't see my hashtags. What is that? No Bad Vibes. Hold on, man. Did I miss your hashtags? Hold on, brother. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't let the trolls get you for 9. Keep doing you. Salute. Andrade beats Canelo. Much love in that super chat, brother. Yeah, I'm sorry, No Bad Vibes. Sorry about it. My head is back up, man. I'm back up and rolling. I'm back up and rolling. Adonis Stevenson in the building says, salute for 9. What's going on, Adonis? How you feeling today, brother? Thank you so much for that support, brother. Mo Lesser, I believe Devin Haney will be the best boxer to ever live. I hope he is. I would love to see it. No joke, bro. I would love to see it. Love to see it, man. And I'll make sure I give my man Wolf King Productions again. He said, hey, for now, will you be watching this weekend, the fights this weekend? I'm looking forward to watching Keyshawn Davis and Virgil Ortiz. Yeah, Keyshawn Davis, I don't think is fighting. I think he had like some non-COVID type of virus where he had to pull out of the fight, if I recall correctly. And Virgil Ortiz, yeah, man, I'm always looking forward to Virgil Ortiz. And No Bad Vibes again, my bad, brother. Yeah, Berlanga fights this week. Yeah, Berlanga. When does Virgil Ortiz? Let me see something, man. Virgil Ortiz fights Michael Kennison. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, man. I wonder who else is on that card, man. Let me see something, man. Who's on that card? All right, man. Now I'm back, man. Thanks, man. I feel better. Thank you. Sorry about that. Let me see. Event. Oh, yeah. How did I forget that one? Blair the Flair Cobbs is fighting. I was wondering, I'm like, man, where is Blair the Flair fighting, man? Hey, thanks, No Vibes, man. No Bad Vibes. I appreciate that, man. No Bad Vibes. That's about to be my new thing, bro. No bad vibes. Because I'm in this chat way too much, bro, to be allowing the bad vibes. And I don't like to argue, really. And he says, Showboat Boxing says some people are miserable and need the attention. Yeah, pretty much, man. Terry, oh, I'm sorry. What's it? Aaron Kyle said, I would love to see you do some interviews. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing interviews, but on the real, you'd be surprised with those things, man. Darren Phillips said, I do believe Haney is the best lightweight. I don't see the all-around game to put him in the realm of the best ever. Boots, on the other hand, has so much potential. Yeah, the only thing that Devin Haney is missing is obvious, is like some degree of obvious punching power. But that does not mean that he cannot do a lot of really good things, man, because that cat can really, really box. You know what I mean? The other thing that kind of throws me a little bit is, I mean, he's just kind of Floyd cookie. He's like so patterned off of Floyd that I just don't know if that's gonna backfire on him. You know what I mean? Because he fights very, very much like Floyd Mayweather, a lot like Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I've never seen it. Like, let me put it this way: Devin to me looks like Floyd Mayweather Jr. at welterweight. I don't see the Floyd Mayweather Jr. at 130 though. You know what I mean? Like, Floyd can sit down and can throw at you at very close range and get you out of there. You know, when he was absolutely at his best, you know? So Mo Lester said Kobe was patterned off Jordan and he's one of the top players ever. Yeah, but that's basketball, homie. You're not getting punched in the face. That's basketball. And Kobe Bryant was already, you couldn't have got where Kobe Bryant is without being able to play. You know what I mean? And he was not completely patterned off of him. Was not. He had similar moves, but he was not completely patterned off of Jordan. There are some things that moves, but honestly though, those moves that people say, some of those moves that people say were Jordan's, were really Larry Bird's. That, you know, that turnaround jumper that Michael Jordan did all the time, that turnaround jumper that Kobe Bryant, they say Kobe Bryant took from Jordan. Oh, Jordan took that from Larry Bird. What's Larry Bird's go-to. Killed fools with that move. Backed him 6'10", backed him down, move left, boom, fade away, whap. Way too tall to get your hands on, shoots from the top of his head and faded backwards. That's a Larry Bird move. But people always associate that with Michael Jordan. There was not, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, anyway, Michael Jordan also, Kobe Bryant could also do what Michael Jordan was doing when he's young, which is dunking on fools and go to the hoop, go to the lane and all of that stuff, man. You know what I mean? So anyway, but he's not getting punched in the face is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's boxing is boxing, basketball is basketball. Every day they're patterning themselves off a lot of cats, but I'm just saying what makes me nervous is that I don't see him being able to really beat guys up. Like, Floyd would beat you up, man. Floyd beat Diego Corrales up. He beat Gennaro Hernandez. He beat that man up. You know what I mean? He beat up Zab Judah. I mean, there were times when Floyd got in there and Floyd was not being pretty at all. Floyd was going with you and Floyd was beating you up. I've yet to see Devin Haney beat anybody up. I see it as a lot of outboxing, a little bit more lately. He started kind of sitting down and trying to do a little bit more of that. But you just guys got to wonder, man. You know what I'm saying? You just got to wonder. And it's not a slight on him. I know cats always accusing me of hating on Devin, but it's just I'm giving you my honest opinion of what I see. And I could be wrong. And, you know, but fighters change styles over the course of their career, man. You know what I mean? And people that really rely on a lot of athleticism and quickness and all that, as time goes on, man, those guys that are more about the fundamental basics of it, man, those guys have a way of catching up, man, to people. Only the Funk says, salute for nine, just coming in. Apologies if you spoke on this. Is Charlo Munguia still in negotiations? I don't know, man. They always make negotiations. Only the Funk. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for your support, bro. They always they can always continue to be in negotiations, you know? But do I believe that fight's, I don't believe that fight's going to happen. You know? that's kind of where I am. I don't believe them, though. I do not believe them. Put it that way. I do not believe them. My man in that Cash App, man, Tyrone, brother, thank you so much for that Cash App, for that support, bro. For no Devin Haney talk today, I'm flabbergasted, dog, and right then, boom, we jump right into it. Get me in trouble with some Devin Haney talk, bro. And my man, back in that Cash App, brother, thank you so much for your support. He said, Saturday was a Fanon Appreciation Day. Good vibes, bro. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate those good vibes, man. I really do, man. I personally cannot spend a lot of time in negativity. I really can't. So to any of y'all that just got thrown out of that chat and got thrown out because, I was just too much negativity for a second, I'm telling you right now, bro, I can't do it. I can't swim with you I can't swim with insults. Even if I find myself insulting you, I gotta put you out of here. I can't do that, man. Only the Funk says, salute for 9, just coming in. Hey, I got you, brother. Hey, Only the Funk, yeah, who knows, man. I don't believe it's gonna happen. That fight is one of them, yeah, we really want it. Yeah, we trying to make it happen, but there's just these hang-ups for the fight. You know what I mean? It's just going to be a reason why they don't happen. Eddie Mouse said, who wins in your opinion, Tank or Haney? I'm going to get back on that in about 30 seconds because I am going to go a little longer today because I just feel like talking, man, and getting myself in a little bit better mood while we wrap. So give me 1 second, give me a 30-second break, and I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Back in the building. Good question from Quincy. Let me see. What's Quincy's good question? Let me roll back and see if I can get Quincy's question. Oh, Fanon, Tank, and Gary Antoine Russell. Give me Gary Antoine Russell. At this, right now, maybe Tank. Right now, maybe Tank. Tank is hard to pick against, man. That boy can fight, man. Tank is hard to pick against, man. No, for me, dog, he's good. He's hard for me to pick against. Tank is really like that, bro. Tank is really like that. It's hard for me to pick against Tank, man. I got to be honest. But I don't know, man. Isaac Cruz and Devin Haney, easy. Devin Haney, easy. Isaac Cruz ain't beating Devin Haney, man. Only people can beat that. Only people, I'm telling you, only people at 135 I see got a chance of beating Devin Haney are Gervonta and Shakur. I don't think Lomachenko can beat him. I don't think George Kambosos can beat him. I don't think Teofimo Lopez would have beat him. I don't think any of those guys beat Devin at 135. The only person I would say that I think may be able to get Devin Haney at 135 is Tank and Shakur when Shakur moves up. But that on the real, that's it. I think Devin Haney really is like that, man. I only just got a couple things, just the power and the ability to really beat somebody up. You know what I mean? That's the only thing, that's just, kind of like, what I think needs to take place when he's able to go up in weight class. And when there's a guy really that you can't cut the ring off on that is going to be really aggressive with you, I think you need to have that. You have to be able to break those guys down. You know what I mean? for me to really think that you got that full package. So like Shakur for me is showing different. Like Shakur, when Shakur first went pro, he would fight more and box more on the outside. When he fought Jermall Herring and he got Jermall Herring out of there, fighting Jermall Herring like that to me was like, man, this guy's got another gear. You know what I mean? Shakur showed me another gear. And the gear is the I'm gonna beat you up gear, you know? I don't really know if Devin's got that. If he can just be like, you know what, man, if I have to go to war, I got what is necessary to go to war, you know? Juwan Roma said he knew Herring's style. Yeah, but everybody knows everybody's style. You can watch a fight, you know? Elliot Burgess said, what's good for 9? Keep bringing that boxing news, bro. Thank you, brother. I will, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for this. And much love, again, to everybody that has supported today in the Cash App and the Super Chat. Thank you to everybody really, really, really that supports, bro. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. He said, if Angle's not working on Dev and Loma knows that. But look, Lomachenko got another gear, though. Lomachenko does not just have to keep popping angles on you. Lomachenko will step to you and he will go at town with you, stand toe-to-toe with you. Slip your shots, counter you, and go about beating you up. Lomachenko's got 2 gears now. He ain't all cutesy. He'll get cute with you. He'll do all that cutesy stuff. He should have went early. If he would have went earlier with Teofimo Lopez, either he was going to get knocked out or Teofimo Lopez was going to get beat up. One or the other, man. Man, you wild, Justin. Justin Fan said, do you think Shakur's lack of a forehead is an advantage when it comes to getting hit? Man, he got a forehead. You mean that hairline? Man, he just got an abundance of hair. That's it. He got a forehead. Dog, you wild, man. You wild for that. He just got a lot of hair, man. He said, I'm going to block you if you say pillow fists or Bambi legs, man. Look, man, if you want to insult fighters, that's all right. I don't mind. I'm going to tell you right now. If you want to insult, like insulting a fighter, dude, that's open field, man. Come on, man. This guy's getting paid millions. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But if you insult a fighter to their face, don't be surprised if they slap you in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Loma is obsolete fighting backwards. He fights sideways. He fights sideways. He can fight. I've never seen him have to fight back. His side-to-side game is so nasty. He's side-to-side. Like, he's very, very lateral. You know what I mean? And levels. Laterals and levels. He'll get low with you. He'll go left. He'll go right. He doesn't do a lot of backwards. But he will come forward on you. No joke. Man, that dude can fight, man. Y'all better never tell me Lomachenko can't fight. Lomachenko's the real deal when it comes to throwing them hands, buddy. You better believe that. Lomachenko showed it, and Gary Russell, just my opinion for 9, showed what, man? Yeah, dude can fight, man. No joke, man. That dude can fight, bro. And it's just, that's just real. Man, Jim Jean-Pierre, man, much love in that Cash App, brother. Thank you so much for that support, bro. He said, good vibes only, blessings, bro. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man, a lot. Thank you. No joke, bro. Because, man, Loma is obsolete fight. Oh, that's Windy City Assassin. Man, Lomachenko can go, bro. He said, yeah, Loma got that sick side to side. He will step sideways, bop, 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 bop. Hey, man, that dude got a style. I like Lomachenko, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it makes me sick. Like, sometimes I just, anytime somebody says that somebody's all greatness, in the back of your mind, you're like, man, you almost want the dude to lose just to see these dudes shut up about all that and stop doing all of that crap. You know what I mean? Taking it so far. So it's hard to resist the temptation. You know what I mean? But to be fair, and you sit and look, you be like, look, man, this dude can fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be real. Like Devin Haney can fight. I don't mean, and ain't no way anybody gonna convince me that cat can't fight. I just get sick of his box, his over avid box. What's going on, Zenith? How you feeling, Zenith 360? It's his overactive, over-animated fans that get on my nerves. But the guy himself, the guy can fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt, the dude can fight, man. Young Ghost said, nah, I can't lie. Devin at 130 looking mighty pillow-fisted, especially after that ish him and Eddie pulled with Gamboa after Tank dismantled him. But Devin going up to 140 will help his power. Hey man, here's the thing though, Young Goat. Say it helps his power. It also going to help. He might punch a little harder. But dude, he's going to be fighting guys that should be at 147. And those guys take punches better and they hit harder. As you go up, even in a minimal weight class like a 135 to 140, right? Which I'm telling you, I think those one weight class leaps are overrated. Going from 147 to 154 is overrated. You know what I'm saying? Going from 147 to 160 is a legitimate weight leap. Because that right there is 13 pounds. You know what I mean? That's over 10 pounds. That's a big deal. Going from 147 to 160. Going from 135 to 147, that's a big deal. Going from 135 to 140, and especially if you're a 140 pounder that is draining with day before weigh-ins, even to get there. You know, I'm just not that big on it, man. I ain't hyping them. So many people have skipped so many weight classes. It's been done it's normal now. Okay, it's not historic, it's normal. Got very good fighters going up a bunch of weight classes is normal. All right. And I'm wondering at what point in time people are going to stop selling that as if it is something that we do not see people doing every year. Okay. All the Manny Pacquiao, Roy Jones, Manny Pacquiao. Because in the 4-belt era, because that's when all of this, right? The 4-belt era, who's been going up all these weight classes, right? When did all this weight class climbing start? In the 80s. You had Sugar Ray Leonard, who was at 140. I believe he started his career at 140. Is at 147, 160, he moved all the way up to 175 pounds. Right? 147, definitely to 168, fought at light heavyweight. Tommy Hearns went from 147 pounds to light heavyweight. James Toney went from 154 pounds to cruiserweight, right? Roy Jones Jr. went from 154 to heavyweight. Oscar De La Hoya went from 126 to 160. These things, that people are doing it all the time. So I'm like, why in the world is it so historic every single solitary time somebody does it? Well, I'm the 8th division. I'm a sick man, dude. What you are is, if you go back to the historical weight classes, you're a 2 historical weight class fighter. 2. You fought at 160. You fought at 175. That's 2. That's not 4. That's 2 historic weight classes. When you look at the majority, they got junior and middles. The junior and the middles just came around, man. I'm telling you, it's fluff. It's boxing inflation, homie, is what that is. Do I see Haney versus Loma ever happening? No, I do not, brother. Hey, man, Blacksmith Ross, much love, man. Hey, same dude's holding down them chats, brother. Thank you so much for that. Hold on one second, bro. Said, hey, Loma got skills. Loma was confident against a small Gary Russell and Guillermo Rigondeaux, but seemed a little careful against Big Lopez. Loma can fight, but that's real. No doubt. He was too careful. Too careful. He respected that power too much. Blacksmith Ross in that building. Much love in that super chat, brother. And my man showing that love, man. Thank you so much. My man John Boy in the building. And much love. Man, I'm getting you some t-shirts. Said, cheers to you. You have the right to defend yourself. Thank you, John Boy. I appreciate you, brother. I can't do it, man. I'm just going to tell you, man. Y'all bring all that negativity around me. But, dude, I wouldn't mind debating certain cats. I'll ball you up. No worries, dude. You'll get balled up, dog. Seriously, seriously, seriously. You will get balled the fuck up. No joke. You guys want to debate me? You'll get balled up. It's not easy. Seriously. And for me, it's easy. Real easy. I will shut down everything you got to say easy. Just shut it down. Boop, 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 boop. Give you no energy, shut you right on down. My man said, Shakur is boring as an F. He puts me to sleep. Oh, for real? Dog, Shakur be bringing it, bro. Shakur be bringing it. Come on, man. Tyrone, come on, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for that support, bro. Thank you so much for that support, brother. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. But yes, I'm going long today because I can go long. Go long like the song. I can go long like the song. A Zenith 360 said that's because Loma's advantages was size. He was bigger than everyone. He fought at 135. At 130, he fought below 135. At 135, he had to fight dudes his own size. Yeah, but no doubt about it. And he's also older though. I mean, Lomachenko was kind of breaking down. You know what I mean? 50 Band said, Fanon, Saturday should be debate day. I had an open, I'm telling you, I'm there. Saturday, no worries. Get on the chat. If you wanted to call in, I'm there. Call in, I'm here. I'm telling you, man, it is not easy though, man, because it's a skill. And what you guys hearing is not debates. What you hear are people just expressing their point and just talking loud. It's a skill, homie. Trust me, it ain't easy over here, man. It's not. Because if I don't have a solid point, I'm not going to make the point. No worries. If I don't make the point, if I don't have a solid point, I'm not making it. And you guys just lying, just making up that I'm a racist, that's not a debate. That's just ad hominem. Oh, you just say that because you're black and you just want to support the black. You have no proof of me doing that just because. None. Criticize a whole lot of black fighters. No worries. Have no problem with it. Dillian White, #1 target. Anthony Joshua, criticized him for days. No problem. Terrence Crawford, got a reputation as being a Terrence Crawford hater and a Devin Haney hater. I got a reputation. I got called a hater of black fighters way more often than non-black fighters. Rip Jones said, nobody want that smoke for non-fact. Yeah, you really don't, bro. I'm just letting you know. Hey, I left and came back. You still here? Thanks. Oh, yeah, man. I'm here, man. Ain't no worries, brother. Much love in that super chat, bro. Said, don't entertain him. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Burksaw said, Loma's last opponents, Tiafimo's leftovers. Yeah, that's true. But he beat them leftovers a little more easy. Except for he didn't knock out. He put a better whooping on them leftovers, though. I will tell you that. Yes, it's real easy work, bro. It's real easy work, bro. Real easy work. Anyway, faith to live by. What's going on, brother? How Gervonta didn't dismantle Gamboa. Remember, Gamboa had something happen to his leg. He was asking his corner to stop the fight because of it, but they just taped his shoe and stopped. But you know what happened? He got knocked down. He heard it after he knocked down, bro. To pander? Oh, yeah. I mean, you know what it is, man. It is what it is, brother. I'm not a comic. I don't know what you want me to do, brother. I'm not going to crack jokes. Well, I'll crack jokes on you. I'll crack jokes. But it is what it is, brother. I'm just going to tell you what I think, man. And there ain't no agenda other than you guys supporting the channel. That's my agenda. Very flat out about it, brother. Thank you so much for allowing me to have a boxing channel, to allow me to have an outlet where I can talk about the thing that I really do love as much as more than any other sport, right? And talk to people that are entertaining in something that I would not be able to do without this channel. And I appreciate you guys that support it. People come support day in and day out. That's my agenda. That's it. Having a relationship through the internet with boxing fans where I can reliably have good conversations about boxing. That's it. That is my entire agenda. I am an American. And by the way, I'm a black American, and I absolutely will tell you that that's what I am. So those are the fighters in my community. I enjoy seeing fighters from my community fight. And I don't enjoy seeing them mistreated. So if they're mistreated, I will say that they've been mistreated. Period. But that's not the same thing as me saying that I don't like any other group of fighters. Because that's not true at all. I do. I watch fights all the time that don't have any black fighters in them and really enjoy the fight. You know what I mean? Don't mind them at all. But when you mistreat and you lie on people and you just try to make it so they can't get fights and all of that, man, I'm just going to say what it is, man. Zachary said, any advice on starting a boxing channel? Yeah, dog, just start it and keep going. and try to get better every day. You know what I mean? Just start your channel, figure out what you want to talk, figure out what niche you're going to talk in about, and stick to it and keep going. That's it. Not difficult. It's just a lot of work, man. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work. No joke. It's a lot of work, and people will steal your content, and you got to steal your content, do all kind of stuff, man. You know, but just keep talking boxing, man, and develop a crowd, man, and you'll be good. That's all. That's the only advice that I can give you. Start it, you know, and just try to keep getting better all the time. You know what I mean? That's all I would say. Hey, I swole say great advice, King. Hey, thank you, brother. You know what it is, man. We try to, man. I'm just gonna tell you, man. It's just a lot of work, brother. Just let you know, like when cats like you guys support, man. Starborn 07 said Bug gonna beat Spence and both twins. That's what's up, man. I don't agree, but that's what's up. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support. I don't see that happening, but at the same time, it may very well happen, brother. It may very well happen. He's a great fighter. I got Errol. I got Errol in that fight because I think I love Errol's style, man. See, because he's got that game. He got that I'm going to beat you up game, bro. Oh, stay positive and ignore the trolls. Yeah, oh, well, hold on. Just a fan, let me correct that. Never do diss videos. That's a piece of advice I'll give you. Never do that. Because nobody ever grows substantially doing that. You're going to get to a certain point and you're going to peak. If that's what you're doing. Unless you are just going to sell, unless you just really, you know, that's how you really believe. Still, I'm telling you, everybody that would do that, none of those guys really, and it happens all the time, and they just never really take off. You know, and eventually the beef ends, and it's what it is, you know, or they'll do something like this. They'll make a mistake and let their real opinion know. They'll make a mistake and support a black fighter, and they do that. That's just whoa on them. One guy did that specifically. And he was like, because I saw him do it. I was like, I actually had respect for the dude. Because I never thought he would do it. I just thought he was just a straight up panderer. Like, oh, okay, you're going to pander all these guys. But he didn't. What he did was he would it was about the Anthony Joshua fight and Deontay Wilder. So they would just make videos and video after video after video about that subject, right? And he got a bunch of subscribers and all that stuff because he was really going at people who were defending Deontay Wilder. But he's an honest guy. But when he switched and he started criticizing Canelo, and he started criticizing, who did he start criticizing? Started criticizing Canelo. He started criticizing who else? Mainly Canelo. He started criticizing Canelo, and I think he might have said that he wanted that Charlo deserved the fight with Canelo and that Canelo was ducking. Turned on him like that. Turned on, because all of those dudes he didn't understand. Most of these people that are supporting you just don't like black people. Period. And you're the guy that is going to give them what they need. Insulting black people. Because you may, in your heart of hearts, really believe what you're saying is true. But you're skipping the fact that racism is real, homie. It's real. And most of the people that are riding with you are doing it because they don't like black people, but you're that special exception. But the second you prove you're not an exception anymore, man, they're going to turn on you in a heartbeat, man. Turn on you in a heartbeat. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. Personally, though, I just like to talk about boxing, man. And I don't mind arguing. I don't mind you and I disagreeing about something. I really don't. I think Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. I think he's a great fighter. He's not a good fighter. He's a great fighter. One of the best fighters this century for sure. My only issue with Canelo is him not fighting Jermall Charlo, because Jermall Charlo is also a very good fighter who may be a great fighter. But we won't know unless the great fighter Canelo fights him. That's my only beef with Canelo. I may joke about his silk pajamas, but I'm just joking about his silk pajamas. You know what I mean? I may say, you know, hey, man, he's not as big as Mayweather, but that's just because I think that's true. Not saying that he's not a really big name and he doesn't have a lot of fans, right? It's just it's just really one issue with him. That's it. One issue. Not going to hate everything about the dude. Devin Haney. I like 99% of the things about Devin Haney. I just didn't like that Gary, because that Gary Russell shit was bullshit. It's just, excuse my language, but it was bullshit. That's what it was. Bullshit. So I'm going to call bullshit on it. Not that I don't like Devin, but when you do that, you're going to isolate yourself from a lot of people that are going to support Devin no matter what. Right? But you just got to live with that. If you're going to be honest and true to yourself, because it's going to come back around. It's going to come back around. Either I'm going to be wrong about Devin or they're going to be right about it. But it's just what it is. It's just one conversation amongst many, 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 many conversations that go on in boxing. People that say Lomachenko, I would say, yeah, Lomachenko was overrated when they would call him the greatest fighter since a young Ali and all of that stuff. Right? I would say that's overrated. But I'm not going to then turn around and say, oh man, this guy can't fight. You know, he's complete hype job. No, he's about where he should be ranked right now. He's about where he should be ranked right now. Matter of fact, I think Lomachenko actually may be a little underrated right now from what I hear a lot of people talking about. That dude right there can fight, right? If people were talking about, oh, Canelo's going to get knocked out by Charlo, and he's running because he has no chance to beat Charlo. He's got no chance of beating Andrade. He's got no chance. That's why, because he really sucks, and he's not. Man, that's not true. I don't agree with that. I just want to see the guy get a fight. I just want to see that fight. You know what I mean? So that's how I try to balance my stuff. Like, I'm on that. I'm not on all this crap cats talk about with people having agendas and narratives. Dude, I do not have a narrative. I got an opinion. Period. And trust me, that opinion is based on consistent principles that I apply to everybody. I apply the same principles to Errol Spence Jr. as I apply to Canelo Alvarez. The exact same. If he went 3 weight classes without fighting Terrence Crawford, I would be like, man, Errol, when are you going to fight this dude? This is the 3rd weight class you guys have been in the ring together, and you keep turning them down. You can't keep telling me that you can't find it. You want to go fight. Oh, you want to move up and fight Yildirim. You want to go fight Yildirim at 160, but you won't fight Canelo? Come on, man. My man, faith to live by in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much. And that's Samuel Nathan Jr. said, oh, much love. You didn't say that. Much love in that super chat, bro. Jose Trinidad said, can you tell us how did Munguia duck Charlo? Not his promoter not taking the fight because he don't think he'll win. That's what I think. By not taking the fight that was offered to him for a championship belt. Now, if you want to argue, though, that it's not Munguia, it's his promoter, okay, fine, it's not Munguia, it's his promoter. Somebody ducked that fight, though. Tyrone Joseph in the building says Shakur went to the pillow. Man, Haney pillow punching school? Nah, man. Hey, man, he's getting knockouts, man. Shakur getting knockouts, brother. Much love in that Cash App, brother. He said he signed his part, so did Charlo. Munguia can't duck. Let me tell you, Jose Trinidad, I don't know how you define it, okay? Somebody is ducking that fight. Somebody is, if he don't take that fight, because they don't air it on DAZN. I mean, you want to blame Oscar? Blame Oscar. I can see why you say, oh, no, Munguia didn't duck. It's Oscar not making the fight. Okay, if that's the case, if that's what you think, and then okay, he didn't duck. Still didn't fight him. Tomato. It was his team that didn't make the fight. Tomato. Personally, I think they're going to try to make the guy fight for a vacant belt. They're going to try to get that man an opportunity to fight for a vacant belt. That's what I think is going to happen. Personally. You know what I mean? Personally. They still trying to make it, fingers crossed, great fight. Yeah, I hope so. I hope they do. I hope that Oscar De La Hoya is being truthful about that. Personally, I've not seen I've not seen Oscar De La Hoya have anybody from his camp fight anybody in the PBC. So I don't know I just don't know how that's going to play out. You know what I mean? But look, I will tell you for sure, though, that if you separate that issue and you're like, look, no, man, the fighter wants to fight, but the promoter's not trying to make it. So the fighter's not ducking it. It's his team doesn't want it. I mean, you know what I mean? That may hold it off of me I'm not calling Jaime Munguia a coward. You know what I mean? But his team, seriously, for me, when they started making that fight, and I guess maybe my main thing is what leaves the bad taste in my mouth is not necessarily Jaime Munguia's fault, but I just didn't believe that they're going to make that fight because the matchmaking doesn't make sense. Jaime Munguia is going to lose that fight. And Jaime Munguia is going to lose that fight, and it's going to make Jermall Charlo look very good. Because Jaime Munguia is there to get knocked out. He's a big dude, but he's not that much bigger than Jermall. You know, he's a good fighter, but he gets hit a lot. You know what I mean? He's not a tremendous boxer. So Jermall Charlo can outbox him, and if he gets too loose, he can get hurt. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I just don't believe Oscar De La Hoya really wants that fight because Oscar De La Hoya is not dumb. And that's a 70-30 fight right there. It's a 70-30 fight for one of his biggest up and coming young fighters. It's kind of, you know, that's like me thinking Oscar De La Hoya is going to make Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis. I don't see that happening, man. And if Oscar De La Hoya is talking like it's going to happen, I just don't believe him. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I am on that, man. Zenus 360 said, I'm so pissed that DAZN and Golden Boy just ruined a great fight. These loyalists better keep the same energy for them stopping fights. Man, it won't happen because I'm telling you, that's how you know true bias, man. That's true bias. Man, Christopher Schaefer, man, supporting, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, man. He says, salute. I agree with you on the Haney-Russell issue. More so my issue is with Daddy Bill. I think he really didn't want it, so he confused the heck out of that situation. We the minority on that. Actually, Christopher Schaefer, I don't even think we're the minority on that. Just the minority talking about it. I'm telling you, a whole lot of people didn't buy that, man. Whole lot of people didn't buy that, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. But they have an organized effort for Devin Haney on the internet. Very organized. Very organized and very supportive. It's the same network that supported Deontay Wilder. Same network, same group of really good boxing fans that are going to ride with Devin Haney. And that's a good thing, man. I'm glad that he has them. You know what I mean? Really glad that they have him. Glad Deontay Wilder had it. You know what I mean? There are guys that have ride or die, very, very ride or die boxing fans. They're going to ride with their guy. And Devin Haney's their guy. And that's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And not to be disrespected or discounted. It's very, very legitimate, man. Yeah, it says Zenith 3 said, yeah, more people agree than people that would admit it. Yeah. A lot of cats just won't get attacked. Who wants to get attacked on that shit? Because dude, they will try to make you look like they will attack you. You know what I mean? Similar to like Anthony Joshua fans. Anthony Joshua fans will at a point in time would attack you for saying things that they don't agree with about Anthony Joshua. Canelo Alvarez fans will attack you if you say things bad about Devin Haney. Fans will attack you, bro. You know, will attack you for saying things that they don't like about Devin Haney. And that's a good, and they have that, and that's a good thing for him. You know what I mean? It's just for me, I'm not just going to agree with you for that. Yeah, Bud fan said bye. Bud's 5 fans too. They'll attack you. Yeah, man. Cats will attack you for if you say something that is against their fan base. An avid boxing, an avid fan of that boxer will attack you personally over it. You know what I mean? Charles Stevens said, why is Charlo great, Fanon? I don't know if he's great or not. I said he's a very good fighter who I think could be great. I don't know if he is or if he's not. You don't know until the guy gets the fights. You don't know, you won't know. I don't know if he's great or not. That's my point. I want to see him fight. I don't know if he is or if he's not. I don't know Canelo is. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know a great fighter. I don't know if Canelo is either. Because, dude, Canelo is not beating a great fighter. Don't know. I just know Canelo Alvarez is a very, very, very good fighter. And I favor Canelo Alvarez to beat Jermall. But the fact that I favor him to win doesn't mean the fight shouldn't happen. I'm not so convinced that I'm like, oh man, I don't even want to see that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's Blair Cobbs. It's not like it's Blair Cobbs versus Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Like, that's a fight where I'm like that. In those type of situations, that's when you're like, you know what, man? I do not want to see Blair Cobb fight Deontay Wilder. I don't want to see that, man. Blair Cobb's going to get killed. Blair Cobbs has no chance whatsoever. Deontay Wilder's going to come in the ring, come right out, throwing bombs at that dude. He's not going to be able to do anything. Right? It's not that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? These guys are not that far apart, man. They're not that far apart. And they're definitely not. And Canelo, let me tell you something. There's no reason for me to believe Charlo is that far away from Rocky Fielding or Callum Smith or Billy Joe Saunders or David Lemieux, or, you know, because he was going to fight David Lemieux at a point. Or definitely he's better than Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. or, God, whose name I'm looking for, or Caleb Plant. Like, why would I think that Jermall Charlo is worse than Caleb Plant, man? You know? So that's kind of where I am, man. Like, anyway, Fanon, they love putting words. Young Go said, Fanon, they love putting words in people's mouths. People like him, I call a hater, bro. I mean, yeah, pretty much, bro. Like, putting more words right in your mouth. Channel 3 in the building said, what's up, Fanon? Why Benavidez don't need tune-up fights, but Munguia had almost 40 and older than Benavidez, but still needs tune-up fights? Much love in that super chat, because Benavidez is a better fighter, man. Because Benavidez is a better fighter. That's why. Benavidez is a better fighter than Jaime Munguia. Easy. Easy. Benavidez is a better fighter, man, and that's what that is, man. Fanon, take control of your chat. They do what they want. I got control of mine. I don't have to control my chat. What do you mean they do what they want? They're wrenches for a reason, man. My chat seems pretty good to me. I'm satisfied with it. I don't know. Maybe they don't, you may run south of somebody, but I ain't got to control nobody. And I'd appreciate it, brother, if you didn't give me orders. Hey, Zenith360 said, Munguia has now turned down Andrade, Deverenchenko, Janabek, and Charlo. It's bad at this point, and it looks like that to me, man. But it is what it is, bro. Spurger March said, we got this on lock. Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, they not throwing people out too crazy, brother, but you're trying to argue with cats. And you're not getting blocked, you might get timed out, man. They may rough you up a little bit, man. You know, exactly. David doesn't need the development. Yeah, David's just a better fighter, man. He's just ready. He's much more ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I went a little long today, but I'm going to go as long as I feel like going, just to let you know. And today I wanted to run a little longer. But man, thank you guys so much for your support in the chat. Thank you so much for your support in the super chat. Thank you for continuing to bless the channel. And I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. With that, I'm out. Deuces.